Sports presents St. Luke's Sports Medicine Game of the Week.
On the first Friday in October, Al Erdessy Stadium in Northampton is the site of today's EPC clash as the Concrete Kids host the Red Rovers of Easton High School. Pleasant good evening, everyone. Alongside Cam Coulter, I'm Matt Marcus. This is the D11Sports.com High School Game of the Week. We are presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine. Cam, great kind of mid-season game so far. This evening with Easton and Northampton, and we've got a matchup of two of the top offenses in the Lehigh Valley and specifically in the EPC.
Yeah, Easton 6-0, Northampton 3-3. This crowd is electric. Obviously, like you said, first Friday of October, beautiful night. It's two very high-powered offenses trying to figure out what's their message on defense. Obviously, Easton's message on defense not allowing most of the points. Northampton scoring a lot of points, yet not victorious in a lot of those games.
These two teams met last year, 42-14, but that was last year. This is this year. Coach is going to say we're only focusing on today. They're not going to worry too much about the last time they matched up, but we can focus on that kind of stuff. And Northampton's going to have to turn a couple things around if they want to turn the game around as well.
Yeah, Northampton lost to Whitehall 56-49, and we got to talk to Northampton's coach, and he said you can't win a football game if you score 49 points and give up 56. He said they need to find that defensive identity, and Easton has that identity. Again, two great teams, and this would be a big win for Northampton. Also, would put Easton on track for 7-0 and a date with Liberty next week for them.
Yeah, more on that later on and more on this game in just a little bit. We're going to step aside. When we come back, we'll hear from our student reporter and also go through the keys of the game and some players to watch as Easton travels to Northampton to take on the Concrete Kids. You'll get it here on the D11Sports.com High School Game of the Week presented by St. Luke's Sports Medicine.
For all the moments of your life, through thick and thin, Broski Insurance has been there. Since 1965, it has been our honor to be there for you and your family, both in the good times and the tough times.
Home, auto, life, and business. Broski Insurance Agency. Tradition and pride since 1965. Online at broskiins.com.
You're determined to stay active and enjoy life. Be at your best every day with St. Luke's Orthopedic Care. Start here and we'll get you back to doing what you love. With locations throughout the region, including St. Luke's Orthopedic Hospital West End campus, the best place for orthopedic care is always close to home. St. Luke's Orthopedic Care. Start here, go farther.
And welcome back to Northampton. Before we get into the keys to the game and some players to watch, let's check in with our student reporter pregame with Winston Hornick down on the field.
We're live here from Northampton at Al Erdessy Stadium, here for the coverage of Northampton versus Easton. Had a chance to talk pregame with both coaches. As for the Easton side, Coach Matt Seneca and his team, he's proud of the offensive line so far this season. The Easton are 6-0, and it's a huge benefit to have an offensive line that can dominate up front, get their blocks. And he's also very proud of his senior veteran quarterback, Cole Ordway, who's able to read the play pre-snap, see what he can do, reads the defense, and makes plays on his feet and beats them through the air. And he thinks that's a huge benefit and a reason why they're 6-0. They're coming off a big win against Stroudsburg last week, being 62-0, so they look to keep that momentum rolling here in this one. As Northampton comes in at 3-3, looking to get a huge statement win tonight. Their mentality is control the line, control the run, and control the clock. Control the clock, they can come out with a win in this ball game. They have a lot of scores up to this point in the season that they have by just one touchdown or one score, and they want to be on the opposite side of that. So it looks to be a fun one tonight and looks like a good matchup and a competitive one. Back to the desk.
All right, thank you very much, Winston. Great job down on the field. We'll hear from Winston and maybe even Dave at halftime, and we'll hear from some coaches in the post game as well. As Winston mentioned, both of these teams coming off of dominant fashion victories. Northampton at Pocono Mountain West won 54-0. Easton at Stroudsburg 62-0. That's the South versus North crossover games. So take that as you may. But let's talk about this matchup a little bit, and we'll go through the keys to the game for the two teams. The keys to the game presented by New York Life.
For Easton, it's push the tempo and prevent D-line adjustments. Northampton, very good defensive line, as we talked to the coaches. And it's also control the line of scrimmage. Coach Matt Seneca said that they have a dominant offensive line led by the seniors. For Northampton, take care of the football, their biggest issue. You need to take care of the football. Second is run the ball and control the clock. Even Coach Matt Seneca for Easton saying it kind of takes away from the game. Northampton, a very slow-paced offense, but very fast and scores a lot of points. And force no big plays and force those long drives for Easton. They don't want to give up the big plays because they know what Easton can do when driving.
Those keys, again, brought to you by New York Life. For over 175 years, New York Life has been helping families and businesses with their life, disability, and long-term care planning needs. Whether you have a current coverage in place or in need of reviewing your options, please contact our office in Allentown to find the right plan to fit your needs. Call New York Life at 610-616-4430 today. Okay, we talked about the keys to the game. How about some players to watch for the two teams today, Easton here at Northampton?
Both teams were both thrown into two of the best quarterbacks in the Valley. Cole Ordway for Easton, 1,436 total yards and 27 total touchdowns from the ground in the air. That's pretty impressive with only 2 picks. Very, obviously, good quarterback. They're 6-0. He's a senior. Matt Seneca, the head coach for Easton, saying that he has been the leading cause of this offense. And when you look at Northampton's side, Gavin Taff, over 800 yards, 9 touchdowns, no interceptions. That leader on the offensive side, both quarterbacks in a very impressive quarterback duel that's going to shape this game tonight here at Northampton.
This is the D11Sports.com High School Game of the Week presented by St. Luke Sports Medicine. No matter your sport or position, St. Luke Sports Medicine can train you to avoid injury. And if you do get injured, we're there with the best athletic trainers, performance coaches, physical therapists, and orthopedic sports medicine physicians and surgeons to get you back on your feet and back in the game. St. Luke's is the region's only varsity team in sports medicine. As you see the Red Rovers take the field here in Northampton, this is an Easton team, Cam, that 6-0 on the year, but if you look at their schedule, it wasn't Cupcake City at the beginning of the year. This is a team that they decided to go away from the Lehigh Valley and take on teams outside. And when we talked to Coach Seneca earlier on, he said that was the plan. He said, let's see what we are early on. And I don't know if he expected 6-0, but with this schedule, 6-0 is a good start.
Yeah, their first 3 games, they play Central Bucks West, who's a dominant powerhouse around the valley. They beat them 26-20 to start the year 1-0. Then you go to Springford, another dominant powerhouse around the area, and they beat them 36-3. And then you play Erasmus Hall, which they score 44. Their defense lets up 32, the biggest let up of their defense so far all year. Only 2 teams have scored over 20 on Easton's defense. But again, like you were saying, Matt, a very, very tough schedule. And talking to Coach Seneca before the game says he wanted to test these players, and they came out and they fired on all cylinders. And here they are sitting at 6-0 going into opposing territory tonight.
They had back-to-back 3-8 seasons before 11-2 a year ago. That was the best record since 2014 when they went 12-2. Now Northampton, they were the Lehigh Valley team that had the luxury of playing up in the EPC North for a while. They went 33-5 over 3 years in the EPC North. Came back down, if you will. Have to compete in the South last year and this year. And they're seeing it as kind of a different brand of football in the 2 divisions, as anybody in this area does know.
Yeah, Northampton being 3-3, but when you look at their losses, they're not bad losses. You go to Pennsbury and you lose by a touchdown score, 20-14. Your loss to Liberty is by 7, 41-34, and then you lose to Whitehall, 56-49. All one-possession games you lose. And talking to Coach for Northampton, John Toman, saying that you can't score 49 points in a football game and expect to lose, and they still did it because Whitehall scored 56, and he wants that identity to change tonight, especially against a 6-0 Easton team that's riding high, and Northampton obviously coming off the big win against Pocono Mountain West, 54-0. Northampton's offense is one of the best in the area, and so is Easton's, but so is Easton's defense. It's just, can Northampton stop Easton on their defensive side?
As the Concrete Kids take the field as well. So we are moments away from a kickoff scheduled for about 7:05. And this is a show-me game for Northampton. You know, you have the big victory. You're coming off that. Maybe you have a chance to get some confidence. But it is the big, bad Red Rovers on the other side. But Coach Tome be the first one to tell you, like, we've got to play, and this is an opportunity to kind of show what we can do.
He wants this challenge. But, again, for both teams, this would be a huge win tonight. Northampton next week going on the road at Freedom, and Easton hosting Liberty next week. So this is a big turning point. Can Easton get to a 7-0, and can Northampton get to that 4-3, and then go into next week saying, hey, we just beat a very, very, very good team on both sides of the ball. Now we can look forward to next week. But, again, you have to play here at Northampton, Easton, Northampton. This is going to be a phenomenal one. I think this is going to be a game decided at the line of scrimmage, and then between Cole Ulreich for Easton and Gavin Taft for Northampton.
All right, why don't we step aside? We're going to have the national anthem here at the stadium. When we come back, time for the kickoff. Easton and Northampton next here on D11Sports.com. Today's game brought to you by Michael R. Glovis, financial advisor at Morgan Stanley. Located at 101 Larry Holmes Drive, Suite 301, Easton, PA. For all your investment needs, call Michael R. Glovis at 610-559-6380. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC, member SIPC. Alongside Cam Coulter, I'm Matt Marcus. Glad to have you with us here on a Friday, the first Friday in October. And Cam, the season starts earlier and earlier, it seems. So hard to believe these teams are already 6 games under their belt, and we're only like 4 weeks removed from Labor Day.
I know, it's crazy. We're in October, and you could kind of, even driving here, nice and sunny, and it's 60 degrees, probably almost 50 degrees by the time this game's over. You see the pumpkins out, you see the Halloween decorations out, and here we are on our beautiful Friday night, and we're playing football in football weather. This is what the gods intended us to play football in. Nice, cool weather, beautiful stadium, beautiful environment, crowd cheering, and 2 teams with very high-powered offenses.
Going through the coin toss at the moment, in your opinion, in this situation where both teams have the high-powered offense, one very good defense, another still trying to find their way, would you want the ball first to set the tone offensively, or do you want to see what you have defensively?
If I'm Northampton, I want the ball offensively. My coach back then, Philip Sambo from Notre Dame, always told me, that if we had something that was wrong with us, whether it be the defense or the offense, we took the ball on that side because we wanted to prove ourselves. Easton's very good defense, I believe, only giving up about 12 points a game.
Just about.
Northampton needs the ball first and to make a statement first, like, hey, we're here. We're not going anywhere. This is our offense. You have to stop us. I think the major factor in this game is how many times can offense score? Could we see a 56-49 game like we saw Whitehall and Northampton, or could we see just a complete defensive shutdown game where Northampton finds the identity? Interesting thing that Coach John Toman from Northampton told us before the game, their defensive coordinator for 4 years left and then came back after the Whitehall game to help him figure out the defensive identity. So I wonder if that plays any factor into tonight's game.
Well, we also talked about the keys of the game, and both these teams want to set the tone. Well, you set the tone with the ball. You know, you want to control the line of scrimmage. You're going to do so at best as you can with the ball. Jackson Sant will kick off for Northampton, so it will be Easton with the opportunity to set the tone.
And we'll get to see Northampton's defense first. The opposite of what I just said, I believe Northampton won the toss and they deferred as we get underway on kickoff here.
Well, Squibber on the ground, picked up about the 18-yard line, busting through the line and out to the 35 went Colby Orishin. That's who it was.
And here we go to start the game. Northampton's defense. Coach Toman and this Northampton Concrete Kids defense find their identity. Obviously, Cole Ordway, the Easton star, probably one of the best quarterbacks in the Valley, if not the state, has been phenomenal. Almost 1,500 total yards, 27 total touchdowns, and only 2 interceptions. That's a pretty phenomenal stat line for a high school quarterback these days.
Already Easton's leading passer. And he's going to take it with the quarterback sneak himself. The design run, he's going to pick up about 3, maybe only 2, where they mark it about the 37-yard line.
Interesting, as we already see a quarterback design run for Ordway. I believe last week he didn't have one quarterback run in the blowout win. Obviously did not play a lot at Stroudsburg. I believe only a quarter or 2 for Ordway last week.
Justin Kossover and Martinez. Martinez is going to get the handoff. Gets across the 40, dropped about the 42-yard line. Chris Martinez, the senior running back, with his first carry. We'll take a look at the Easton offense.
Cole Ordway, obviously the star quarterback for Easton. You have Curtis Crossman, the tight end. He's been a big factor. And then Chris Martinez, 124 carries and 613 yards as a running back. A very driven offensive line, senior-driven offensive line by the guard Anthony Diaz as well.
2 wide receivers on the far side. They're going to stick with a run. It's going to be Ordway faking the handoff. He's going to lunge for the first down and gets it across the 45-yard line. The extra effort makes it an Ironton Auto Body first down for the Red Rovers.
Yeah, again, 3 straight run plays and 2 designed to Cole Ordway. And it's interesting to see Ordway 63 carries up to this point. Martinez 124, yet Ordway has 100 more yards on him. Obviously, the efficiency is starting to work out more for the quarterback than the running back.
Handoff to Martinez, up the gut again. They just continue to just plow forward. Good effort on first down. About a gain of 7 or 8. Looks like a gain of 7 where they mark it as we look at the Northampton defense quickly.
Northampton defense, Cameron Hirsch, the free safety, one of the best on their team, and then Elijah Weiner, the D-tackle. A very good defense, running a 3-3, I believe, or 3-5 right now. Can they find that identity? Obviously, 4 straight run plays for Easton.
It's going to be a 5th, and Ordway taking it up the gut, across the 35 deep into Concrete Kids territory. Just stopped him at the 31-yard line. Another Ironton Auto Body first down for Easton, and it's been run the whole time.
Easton looking to push the tempo. Have gone no huddle and every single run so far, and they're not shying away from it.
RPO, a pass, and it is knocked down.
Wow.
First time they tried the pass, and it did not work.
That looked like Keegan Hackett, the senior linebacker, had his hands on it, just missed it. That would have been a huge momentum for Northampton if they come down with that.
Absolutely. They've been doing the RPOs, the run-pass option, and that time had it in the belly of Martinez, put it back and tried a little toss, little screen pass, but it did not go. This time, Martinez does get it. Gets it, goes to the right side. First down, secured and more. Ironton Autobody first down out to the 16-yard line. 1st and 10 for Easton. Have another look.
As we look at the replay, if it ain't broke, don't fix it. Martinez, guard pull, just hits the hole and gets the 15-yard line.
He hit the hole there and hit the end zone from 16 yards out. Easton on the board first.
We didn't even get a chance to talk about it. He was already running to the end zone.
But he did exactly what you were talking about on the previous play. Untouched for 15 the first time, and then untouched for 16 for 6 into the end zone.
I believe we're going to just run, and the one pass, obviously almost a turnover, but Easton going up 6-0 early, obviously pending the PAT. And Martinez just getting the game going. Chris Martinez with only his fourth touchdown this year rushing, because that's why Ordway takes all the carries in the end zone, as Easton takes a commanding 7-0 lead start early in the game. And Northampton's defense still looking for, obviously, to stop that. Coach John Toman said to us before the game, can they get that stop? Obviously here early and often, not working so far.
Noah Borluca with the extra point to make it that 7-0 game. Borluca 1 of 2 on field goals on the season, but now 29 of 32 with the extra points.
Solid PAT kicker. I believe it was 16-yard rushing touchdown for Chris Martinez. Just run. Obviously, you saw the pulling of the guards, the shifting of the tackles as well. Coach Matt Seneca saying before the game they have a very senior-driven offensive line, and they're going to use them to his advantage. Actually, the whole line is actually seniors. They lose all 5 next year. The only junior actually starting is Sean McPeak, the wide receiver. Pretty impressive for Easton. Obviously, they know they have the team to do it this year. They take a 7-0 lead at Northampton.
Borluca with the ensuing kickoff. High, end over end, and a good kick at that. And lucky that it got into the end zone for the touchback, because that one took a sharp left turn. If that goes out at the 1, that's a penalty and out to the 35.
That hit the 1-yard line. That's a pretty impressive kickoff.
We talked about how he does with the extra points and the field goals. He's got a leg.
He does. Only 2 field goals attempted, but like you were saying, 29 for 32 on PATs. That's pretty impressive for a high school kicker. Obviously, we look at the NFL kickers, and it seems like they can't kick PATs anymore. It seems like that's not always a guaranteed 1 point anymore.
So Gavin Taff, we talked about him in the open, the quarterback, with Chase Kessler, the running back, to his left. Wide receivers to either side, handoff to Kessler. He's going to be brought down with a modest gain of 2. Tried to go up the gut. Looked like he lost his footing a little bit.
As we're already seeing, Northampton looks like they're stacking their O-line as we take a look at their offense. Gavin Taff, the quarterback, with Chase Kessler, the tailback, and then Cameron Hirsch, his leading wide receiver with 288 yards and 2 touchdowns. Can they get that passing game going as long as with the running game? They do feature a 2 halfback set with 1 halfback and 1 tailback. Interested to see what they do.
Second down, Taff rolls, throws short of one, long of another, kind of in no man's land there. Cameron Hirsch was deep, and I think it was Waddlington was shallow, and hard to tell which one that was intended for. Let's take a look at Easton's defense, which is fantastic.
Yeah, fantastic. Obviously, their D-line starts with Crossman and Diaz in the middle, and then goes to McPeak and Tyler at corners. Obviously, it's star-studded D-line as long with the secondary group. And it looked like Taft kind of got hit after the play there. Obviously, thought the flag was coming. It did not, so that sets them up for a 3rd down already.
3rd and 8, passing situation. 4 wide receivers deep. And he's going to be brought down in the backfield for the first sack of the afternoon, into the evening. And from 3rd and long to 4th and longer, and they're going to have to send out the punting unit.
Looked like that was number 51, Sean Kilpatrick, as a horde of Easton Red Rovers get there. The 2 interior and Kilpatrick all there. And like we said before the game already, is Northampton needs to find an identity on defense, and they go 3 and out to start the game on offense.
Noah Klein with the punt, got a good bounce as Andrew Biddle wisely stayed away from that. It'll be 1st and 10 for Easton, already up 7-0 and imposing their will on the offense and defensive side through one possession each. That's now the 11th sack for the Red Rovers this season. By comparison, Northampton has 1 on the year.
Yeah, that just can't happen. Through 6 games of football, you have 1 sack. That's why that defensive identity by Coach Tolman said it needs to turn around at some point, because against these good teams, you can't afford to give them the ball. And now Easton goes downfield, they score, you go 3 and out, and now all of a sudden Easton has the ball at their 45-yard line again.
Martinez fakes the handoff to him. Ordway around the right side. He's got a lot of room in front of him and some black jerseys chasing him, and they're not going to get him into the end zone on the first play of the series. And quickly, 13-0 Easton.
I swear, anytime I say something, it just the opposite happens. Ordway with a phenomenal rush. Kicks the defense end as we take a look at his replay here. RPO, kicks the defense end, just finds the hole. Great downfield blocking by his receivers, and no one's going to catch Ordway as he takes his, I believe, 14th rushing touchdown in the end zone.
55-yarder at that, and a flag on the ensuing point after. It's a false start. They'll make it a little bit more difficult. As Noah Borluka, we saw how much of a leg he had on that kickoff. Probably shouldn't be too much of a trouble adding a couple yards on this. But yeah, 55 yards for Ordway, and now 14 touchdowns through the air, 14 on the ground. 28 total touchdowns through 6 and change.
Yeah, that's pretty impressive. If that's not the best statistical quarterback around the area, I don't really know who is. Obviously getting it done. The 1-2 punch of him and Martinez in the backfield, both touchdowns early, both long touchdowns. I believe 6 to 8 rushing plays and 1 passing play. And the passing play almost was a pick to start the game, but now you're Northampton here, and you're down, obviously pending the PAT, 14-0 now. You're going to get the ball, and Coach Tolman, this was exactly what he told us can't happen, and yet here we are, and there's still 7 minutes left in the first quarter.
Well, at the same time, there's still 7 minutes left in the first quarter, and obviously 3 more quarters to go. There's plenty of time. We're going to see this offense for Northampton kick it into high gear, you would imagine.
I would hope.
It is against a very good defense. The question is, you've spotted them 2 touchdowns. Can you get some stops to get back into the game? There's a lot of football left to be played, though.
Yeah, and it just looks like Northampton right now in the running game is completely being outmatched by that senior offensive line. And for Easton, 5 seniors on that O-line, the whole O-line obviously being seniors for Easton. And it shows that their leadership is showing right now. So, and like Matt was saying, Northampton will get their offense going. And obviously, like we said, there's 7 minutes left in the first quarter. This game is nowhere close to over, but Easton, perfect. You go score, you get the ball, you score, 3 and out, and then you score again. Perfect start for Easton. Not a good start for Northampton.
Chase Keller and Dominic Barkanek back deep. Barluka's kickoff. Another doozy caught in the end zone for a touchback by Barkanek. So out to the 20-yard line is where the Concrete Kids will get things underway. Home, auto, life, and business. Broski Insurance Agency has you covered. With more than 50 years of experience, give their friendly staff a call at 610-264-3940 or visit their website at broskiins.com. Broski Insurance, tradition and pride since 1965. So 1st and 10. They gained a couple of yards on first down last time. This time it's going to be a pass to the near side. Hirsch with the completion, trying to break a tackle. Good yardage on first down. Gain of about 7 or 8, depending on where they mark the football.
Cameron Hirsch, their leading wide receiver, with over 288 yards and 2 touchdowns. Taft's favorite guy on offense, getting him going early. I think the RPO is going to work. Obviously, Easton's D-line, phenomenal. Northampton's O-line, a little bit undersized, but it's can they give Gavin Taft enough time to obviously get the ball out to his main receivers.
Hand off to Kessler. He's got a first down on the near side and more. Across the 50-yard line into Red Rover territory. And in 2 plays, they're infinitely better than where they were on that 3-and-out on the first possession.
As we take a look, replay, obviously the two-headed monster in the backfield between Taft and Kessler. Kessler just hits the edge, and he's going to go. Obviously a fast kid, a strong kid. What Northampton kind of is, as always, the running backs have been fast and strong kids. As Northampton looks to pick up the tempo here.
2 wide receivers to the far side. Kessler. It was not Kessler. It's Rickert. Picks up another Ironton Auto Body first down, his first run of the night, as Xander Rickert picks up the first down, and Northampton's moving the ball out now the 35-yard line of Easton.
Yeah, and this is a game that's going to be won in the trenches. I know I said this before, and I'm saying it now. Obviously, we've seen Easton both touchdowns on rushing plays, and now Northampton kind of getting in that groove of let's be physical up front, let's bring the tight end in, let's bring the other halfback in, and let's run the ball.
Rickert remains. Take the handoff to him. Complete to Hirsch on the near side. Pretty good gain on first down. Another 8 yards or so. And a manageable 2nd and 2 for Northampton.
I'll tell you what, it's pretty impressive. The Easton band on that side, it's obviously hard to see from down the field, but they have 3 full stands of people over, and that's a very big crowd noise. Obviously, Northampton to our near side, Easton to our far side. It's a pretty impressive thing.
Well, they do call them the Beasts of the East for that reason.
They do.
Handoff, Kessler back in there. Another first down. Can he break a tackle? No. But it is an Ironton Auto Body first down for Northampton inside the red zone for the first time. A much better drive than we saw the first time out.
Andrew Biddle, number 10, safety for Easton, just saved a touchdown, I believe, with that tackle. And here goes Northampton's high-powered offense, finally kicking it in gear.
1st and 10 from the 18-yard line. Wide open in the middle of the field, and into the end zone goes Jeremiah Strouder. From the slot position, they did not cover him, and Northampton is on the board from 18 yards out.
I was pointing before the play even started. I was kind of confused as we see a replay here. It looks like the outside linebacker actually has the wide receiver and just doesn't pick him up, thinks it's a run, and a wide open Northampton touchdown. All of a sudden, this is a 14-6 game, obviously pending the PAT right now. But heck of a drive by Northampton as the PAT goes through. And now we have a 14-7 game, and Northampton fans are right back in it. Interesting defense by Easton to leave the slot wide receiver wide open on a play. Jeremiah Strouder left wide open. I believe the outside linebacker was in a coverage against him during an RPO, and it just they guessed rush, and I guess there was a little miscommunication behind in Easton's backfield for the defense, and just a wide open man for Northampton.
John Tolman's not going to apologize for the easy score to get back into it, 14-7 after the extra point from Jackson Sant.
And Easton only giving up 12 points a game, and here they are giving up 7 already early in the first.
Had a couple Ironton Auto Body first downs when it comes to towing, trailer, or auto body repair. Experience matters. Let Ironton Auto Body put their 70-plus years of experience to work for you. Locally owned and operated with 24-hour emergency towing and recovery services, along with 24-hour trailer repair. When something goes wrong, don't trust it to anyone. Look no further than Ironton Auto Body. Let our family take care of your family. Call 610-799-3241. So we've got ourselves a ball game now at 14-7. Sant the kickoff, little pooch on the near side. And a fair catch called for at the 40-yard line by Sean Kilpatrick. O-lineman and linebacker probably wasn't expecting that one.
Yeah, interesting strategy for Northampton. Don't really know if the kicker has the – obviously, he's great PAT. Only 2 field goals makes me wonder if they're going to try that kick more. Maybe, obviously, kicking you a linebacker and a lineman, can that – obviously, huge play by Kilpatrick catching the ball. He doesn't catch that. Northampton has a chance to recover, or guess a weird onside, as they say.
Well, we saw a good return on the opening kickoff. Maybe they're trying to be careful of that. Handoff is to Martinez, and a big hole again. He's going to pick up a blocker on the near side, down the near sideline, and pushed out of bounds at about the 29-yard line of Northampton. And Easton's offense picked up right where they left off with an Ironton auto body first down.
Let's take a look at the replay. That hole was the size of a Mack truck. Martinez just hits the hole and bounces it outside for almost a 30-yard gain, over 30 yards, as Easton goes no huddle here.
Ordway holds on to it this time, up the middle for a few. Looks like they'll mark at about the 24-yard line. It'll be 2nd and 5 for the Red Rovers.
Yeah, and Easton just dominating up front, and they're pushing the tempo, obviously trying to get Northampton off. Northampton, interesting to say, they did go to a forefront now from that last possession, but not working out here early.
Handoff this time again to Martinez, and he's dropped after a modest gain of 1. Going back to the same well, and Northampton was ready for it.
Yeah, Keegan Hackett, 44, making a big-time play. And here comes 3rd down. If this is Northampton, this is obviously one of the biggest plays of the game to start the game. I would say it's a passing down, but what we've seen from Easton tonight makes nothing seems like a passing down. It's always a running down, but obviously Easton, a couple big wide receivers, Sean McPeak, the junior, being one of the biggest on the team. Probably
4-down territory if it comes to that.
I would assume so here.
See what happens on this 3rd down, 3rd and 4 from the 23-yard line. Martinez to the left of Ordway. Ordway's going to take it himself. He's going to get about to the 20. Do they give him that far? No, it does not look like it.
I don't think he's going to. I think he's going to be short by about 2 yards.
Going to mark it at the 21, 4th and 2, and I don't think there's any hesitation at all.
Looks like a jumbo package coming in for Easton. Let's take a look at.
Every package is a jumbo package
for
Easton.
Let's take a look at the replay. Just 2 yards on the replay.
McPeak was in the backfield, but now he'll go out wide. And Martinez, here's a flag on the play.
That's going to be a false start on Easton.
Trying to jump the gun a little bit. So instead of 4th and 2, it'll be 4th and 7. They're still going to go for it, but probably changes the play call.
Yeah, Northampton running a 5-front actually on that play, expecting to run. I believe it was going to be an outside zone or type of RPO, and Ordway either gives it to Martinez coming to the outside, obviously going right to the outside, or takes it up the middle. Northampton obviously switching now personnel. You get into a 4th and 7. This is a very big play for both teams. Can Northampton get off the field, get their offense the ball back as we await the play here?
Still 3:17 left in the first. Martinez now to the right of Ordway. 2 wide receivers on the far side. Ordway rolls right. Another flag on the play. Maybe a free play. Ordway's going to pick up the first down for now. They didn't stop the play. I'm assuming maybe a defensive penalty. But that flag came down immediately. And no, it's going to be another false start. So now 4th and 7 becomes 4th and 11. And they did pick up the yardage necessary to get those 7 yards. And Matt Seneca cannot be happy.
I believe it was a false start or an illegal formation. Not really sure what the call was. Sorry, anyone watching. It's kind of hard to hear with us on the headset and the refs trying to make the call. Very loud environment here. Packed stands, but now this again changes another play for Matt Seneca, the head coach.
It's going to be 4th and 12 at the 31-yard line. It's not worth a punt here, and certainly you're not going to go for a field goal, but you wonder if they go for a pass. Empty backfield. Little motion. Across the middle, pass complete, and he's going to reach the first down marker. A big pickup for the Red Rovers, an Ironton auto body first down. A gutsy call. That was a short pass and a lot of yards after the catch.
Yeah, wide receiver screen play. As we look at the replay here, this could go really wrong. Obviously, the lineman doing a great job, a great block. I believe that was number 56, Gavin Carlson, the senior. A huge block on the outside to get the wide receiver going.
Here's Ordway up the middle for a few, and a late flag. It was Andrew Biddle on that wide receiver screen to pick up the first down. We'll see what this penalty is.
As we get into that 4th and 12 last play, as we saw the play before, that's a huge defensive stop Northampton needs to make, and they don't, and now we have Easton driving.
Easton holding is the penalty, so it's going to be pushed back a little bit. After a modest gain on first down, they'll replay the first down, but from a little further back.
Since the first drive, Northampton's defense kind of been getting to their identity, going that 4 D lineman set instead of the 3-5, which they normally run.
1st and 20, handoff. Right up the gut again. Went Martinez, and a big pickup. Got back the yardage, lost, and then some. 2nd and 7 now.
As I say that, Easton just commanding the front line right now. Just complete domination on the offensive line.
And again, Martinez, a big hole up the gut for another. Let's see if they mark it a first down. Just about at the line. And it's going to be just short, it appears. Says 2 on the board, but that's not barely a 1 yard away. So 3rd and short. Ordway has it, and he's brought down in the backfield. He kept it, but bringing him down was Rocco Amato. And now another 4th down play. What is the call for Matt Seneca?
I'd assume they go to some type of RPO where Ordway can either keep it or sling it if he needs to. Huge stop for Northampton. Again, another crucial 4th down, but can they get off the field? It seems like every time I see an Easton guy, he's on top of a Northampton guy. Obviously, the O-line throwing pancakes in the front. Northampton's D-line's got to control this right now.
4th and 4, and a timeout is called by Northampton. If you're a student from any District 11 school and interested in broadcasting, journalism, or photography, check out d11sports.com. Follow your dream and get close to the action as you take part in our student internship program. For more information, contact your athletic director or reach out to Al or Dave at d11sports.com. So they get the sack, just their 2nd sack, if it's maybe not considered a sack, but they tackle for loss to say the least. So it went from 3rd and 1 to now 4th and 4. They just converted on a 4th and 12. Easton's not worried about this necessarily, but the timeout called from Northampton, you got to make sure that your defensive assignments are met.
Yeah, and the personnel, I'm curious what Northampton walks out here. Obviously started the first drive with a 3 down lineman set. Then obviously the second drive and the third went to a 4 D lineman set. We saw on the 4th down previously before they got it, they went to a 5-man D line. Now, as a 4th and 4, Easton has the ability to run the ball for more than 4 yards. They've done it all night. So does Northampton go to that 5 front and leave the safeties one-on-one in the corners? Looks like Northampton's going to go more of a 4 front. Looks like a 4-2, possibly 4-3. And this could go as a pass. If I'm Easton, I'm giving this ball to Ordway. He can either run it or pass it RPO style.
Martinez to the left of Ordway in the shotgun. Handoff is to Martinez. Dances to the right side. He's going to dive forward. And it does not look like he's going to get it. A big stop for the Concrete Kids.
Wow, huge stop for Northampton. Just barely doesn't get it. That ball is going to be, obviously from our angle, it's on angle. That ball is going to be really, really close to the first down as we take a look. That may have been by a half a yard.
Rocco Amato in on the tackle, one of the first to make contact.
Seems like
with
we've
Martinez.
said his name all night.
He had the previous play, the tackle for a loss, and this one the big stop. And now Northampton down by 7, has the ball at their own 10-yard line. Handoff up the middle. Extra push will give it a decent gain to about the 16-yard line.
And both offensive lines just being completely physical. I think both teams are averaging probably close to 5 to 10 yards a rushing play. Just complete, like I said before the game, it's what O-line's going to win. Northampton a little, they have 3 seniors, or actually they have 4 seniors, 1 junior. Well, Easton has all 5 seniors on the offensive line, a battle of very tested offensive lines, and it's coming here, and it's showing you what both these high-powered offenses can do on the offensive lines.
Northampton wants to control the clock, and they let the last 12 and a half tick away. It's the end of the first quarter. We'll step aside, take a quick break. D11sports.com High School Game of the Week presented by St. Luke Sports Medicine.
Learn what makes you unique with no-cost genetic screening through DNA Answers, a community health research program available through St. Luke's. Learn how your DNA impacts your health and if you are at risk for certain cancers and hereditary high cholesterol, a cause of heart disease. Gaining a better understanding of your genetic health risks can help you and your doctor personalize your care for a healthier future. Health insurance is not required to participate. Learn more at DNAanswers.org.
Did you know that every year our nation's hospitals are graded on quality and safety? Did you know this information is publicly available? Did you know that St. Luke's has earned 5 stars for quality and straight A's for safety? St. Luke's is the only PA-based health system and only 1 in 3 health systems in the nation to earn these outstanding recognitions. St. Luke's, the only locally based healthcare network serving as a model for the nation.
Start of the second quarter here at Northampton. We flip directions, and after a 7-yard gain for Sincere Wadlington, it is now 2nd and 3.
And another huge drive for Northampton Concrete Kids as they are down 14-7. We've seen their offense finally get going. Their defense got them a stop. I would say the defense has been on the field for a while. A lot of them two-way starters, both on the offensive and defensive sides of the ball, is can they have enough in them to go mount a 90-some-yard drive down the field. 85 yards it looks like, almost 80.
Well, started at the 10, so
yeah, almost a 90-yard drive, if that's possible.
2 in the backfield, handoff, and up the middle for a first down goes the fullback, it looked like.
I'm very impressed with both these running teams. Both very well experienced and well gathered group of offensive line on both Easton side in Northampton. Only one junior between the 10 of the O-line for both sides, and it's showing here. Is the run game has been completely dominant tonight. It's just who can be more dominant towards the end of the game, as we're just under 11:30 here in the second.
Ironton auto body first down, and it's a handoff to Kessler. He's going to pick up a few up the middle. We'll give him about 3 yards, so 2nd and 7 from the 26-yard line.
Northampton, big third down here for both Northampton's offense and Easton's defense. Can Easton defense get a stop and give them the ball back? Or can Northampton obviously keep finding that rhythm? Actually, it's 2nd down, excuse me.
It's Rickert now to the left of Taft. Rickert gets the handoff, goes to the right side. He's only going to pick up about 2 more, if that, maybe 1.5. So now it's going to be 3rd and medium. But a big play that you were just clairvoyant enough to set up.
Now I can say it. I would say I think it's going to be 3rd and 6 here, 3rd and 5. A big down for both teams. Northampton looking to continue their huge drive. But Easton, I'll tell you what, for Easton being the away team, that Easton band, it feels like a home environment for Easton. Maybe not as loud as Cottingham Stadium, but they're making it hard for Taft to hear in that backfield.
Handoff. It's Rickert trying to fight for more. I think he only got to the line of scrimmage. And that's going to have to bring out the punting unit.
Yeah, Rickert absolutely nowhere to go on that play. It looked like there was a decent-sized hole on that left hash mark, just couldn't find it. Easton's defense smothering, and Easton's return man on the 40-yard line.
Noah Klein with the punt, and it was fielded by Biddle. He got to about the 50-yard line, and that's exactly where they're going to mark it down at midfield. So Easton was stopped And then after one first down, just a couple of plays, and they get the ball back.
Yeah, Easton, really good field position. Marks it at the, not exactly the 50, we'll call it the 49th, the 49th and the 8th, or whatever you want to call it, but very good field position for Easton.
We can round up to 50.
Yeah, we'll go 50. We see the football.
But our great camera work, it does show it is just shy. So
just on the hash mark.
Still in their own territory by a few inches.
But obviously very good field position. It looks like Easton, not in the right personnel, is going to get a timeout for the Easton Red Rovers.
We gave you the keys to the game earlier. For over 175 years, New York Life has been helping families and businesses with their life, disability, and long-term care planning needs. Whether you have current coverage in place or in need of reviewing your options, please contact our office in Allentown to find the right plan to fit your needs. Call New York Life at 610-616-4430. As expected, really, with both teams, Cam, it's a very run-heavy offense and game. Most of the work has been on the offensive side, has been the running game, although Northampton did have that wide open pass for a touchdown. That was their score late in the first quarter to make it a 14-7 game. Had the ball with a chance to tie, but a short possession, and now here's Easton. Martinez not going to give it to him. Ordway right up the gut, has the first down, and about 3 or 4 yards after that, an Ironton Auto Body first down for the Red Rovers.
I'll tell you what, Cole Ordway is a lot faster than he looks on TV. When you're watching him on TV, you're like, wow, that kid's fast. Now watching it in person, he's fast. He hits the hole as we get the replay here.
Well, quickly, a pass to the far side. It is complete. And out of bounds at about the 30-yard line goes the wide receiver.
We can't even get the replay in because of how fast this Easton offense is going right now.
It was Mason Stout. Just a pass to the flat, how quickly they went. 3 wide receivers near side, 1 to the far side. Ordway keeps it again. He's going to be stopped. He got to about the line of scrimmage and then pushed back. They will give him the forward progress and keep it at 3rd and 4.
Kind of held my breath there a little for Northampton. Obviously, the whistle blown, still tackling them. And the refs this year have been modified, or I honestly told about the new roughing the passer calls. That whistle's blown and Northampton throws Ordway. That's a penalty. So little, obviously a huge stop, but still a little shaky.
Martinez gets the handoff. He's not going to get the first down. He's going to come up about 2 yards shy. He picked up 2. Got halfway there, and you would imagine they've gone for it on 4th down a few times already. No reason to think otherwise here.
Yeah, and I believe the 3rd now, 4th down for Easton here. Northampton, can they get another stop to get their offense back in the field?
4th and 2. Motion. Ordway's going to take it himself. He's going to pick up the first down just across the line to gain, but an Ironton Auto Body first down for Easton.
Yeah, Easton just controlling the tempo of this game and also controlling the front line. Ordway and Martinez, the quarterback, running back duo, just getting anything they want right now on the offensive side of the ball.
1st and 10 from the 27-yard line. Handoff Martinez, finds a hole. He's going to close relatively quickly. A gain of 4, they'll say. 2nd and 6 for the Rovers.
You know, we highlighted in the beginning of the game, Northampton wanted to run the football and control the clock, but it seems like Easton's actually running the football and controlling the clock. A little more maybe than Matt Seneca wanted, but
He's not going to turn it down.
No, definitely not.
2nd and 6. Makes the handoff again, Ordway, and he's going to get all the way to the end zone for score number 2. It's that 15 on the year now from 27 yards out, and it's 20-7 Easton.
Just a phenomenal play by Cole Ordway. Takes it to the far side of the field, 2-guard pull, hits the hole, and no one is catching him. The safety playing a little too far back there for Northampton's defense. Ordway with his second rushing touchdown, like Matt mentioned, his 15th rushing touchdown on the year so far.
Noah Borluka for the point after. Ordway handled the snap. Borluka handled the kick, and it is 21-7. One tick higher than 7 minutes remaining in the first half.
Just, again, one of the keys was control the line of scrimmage for Easton, and they have done that above and beyond so far. Obviously, 21-7, 3 rushing touchdowns, 3 big rushing touchdowns, 2 by Ordway, 1 by Martinez. Their rushing attack, just no answer right now. And now Northampton getting the ball. Interested to see what they do here. 7 minutes exactly on the clock. Will be obviously under 7 once they get the ball. Northampton gets the ball at half. They've controlled the line. Do they take this maybe down to the 2-minute clock? They score. Now it's a 21-14 game. Northampton gets the ball at half. This game, again, it's a 21-7 game. It's a 14-point game, and this game's not even close to over. Northampton could potentially tie this game up if they manage the clock, able to score, and then obviously get the ball coming back in the half.
One thing at a time. Borluka getting set for the ensuing kickoff.
As a coach, I feel like I would always be looking ahead more than being in the present.
That's why you're up here and not down there, my friend.
That's a good point. Maybe one day I'll be down there.
Borluka's kickoff in the direction of Barkanek. It caught at the 10-yard line. Going to get across the 20 and brought down just shy of the 30-yard line. They'll mark him down about the 28, where the Concrete Kids will take over from there. In a big possession, Cam just laid it out what could potentially be ahead of them, but this possession, first and foremost.
Listen, I'm a statistics guy. I'm always reading the stats, and if you do this, what could happen with this? But if you do this, what could go wrong? Obviously, Northampton, they don't want to give Easton the ball back with any time. They get the ball about the 28-yard line. Can they manage this clock well, go down and score, and then get ball at half? Just under 7 minutes here. Down 14.
Chase Kessler to the left of Gavin Taff, who's in shotgun. Man in motion. Taff rolls to the near side, throws across his body. It's caught by the tight end. And a good gain on first down. Keegan Hackett, the halfback, makes that catch. And it's 2nd and 7, they'll say.
We have called his name all night for making stops on defense, to running the ball, now coming out of the backfield and catching it. He's been Northampton's definitely big player for this game so far.
Looks more like 2nd and 4. 3 or 4. And there's some motion on the line, and that 2nd and short-ish is going to be a little longer.
Looks like Gabe Urban, number 85, the tight end, to our near side jump. Just a little linebacker motion on Easton for Skylar Fallon. Just comes down, and the tight end just not ready. Moves just a bit. Obviously not a big movement, but any flinch, the refs are going to call it nowadays. And he's back on the sideline.
Looks like Joel Small is now in as the running back to the right of Taff. He's going to launch it down the near side, looking for Hirsch, and it's knocked away by the defensive back. Trevin Tyler looked like he was stride for stride.
Interested. It looked like Cameron Hirsch was looking for a flag. As we can see here, he's got his shoulder pad off the right shoulder completely ripped off, and no flag there. But again, Gavin Taff just looking for something as we get into a long second down.
So it's now 3rd and 8. 3rd and 8 from the 35-yard line.
And this is the opposite of what Northampton can't do. You can't give Easton the ball back, especially if you don't score here.
Small now to the left of Taff, passing situation. Rush, a little screen pass, a little too high, looking for Hackett again. And that false start came back to bite Northampton, as it's now going to be 4th and 8 a couple plays later.
I'm going to take a replay look just right now. That looked like that could have definitely gone to the house. I think Gavin Taft, the Northampton quarterback, was really unhappy with his tight end there. Easton looks like they brought the absolute house. Looked like Easton brought 7, and he had 4 blockers in front of him and only 2 Red Rovers in front of him.
There's the punt by Klein, and it's going to go out of bounds. We'll see they mark it exactly at the 40-yard line with 5:40 left to play in the first half. And like you said, Cam, not what Northampton wanted to draw up of not adding to their side, but plenty of time for Easton to do that on theirs.
Yeah, Northampton's defense, if you're Northampton, you need to make a stop and get your offense the ball back with at least some time. They have 2 timeouts. If you're Easton's offense, it's simple. You run this clock out. You do what you do best. You run the ball between the tackles, and you score here. Easton scores here in little to no time, and it's a 28-7 game. Sort of starting to get out of reach for Northampton, but right now, still in reach, especially getting the ball at half. But Northampton needs to come up with a defensive stop right now.
Martinez in the backfield. Chris Martinez to the left of Cole Ordway. 2 wide receivers on the far side. Hand off to Martinez right up the middle, and they're going to give him a yard. It'll make it 2nd and 9 for the Red Rovers.
Very, very good first down stop for Northampton. Again, Martinez running between the tackles. Looked like there was a little bobble in the backfield between the handoff from Ordway to Martinez, but good stop for Northampton on first.
Ordway's going to keep it himself. He's going to come near side. Broke 1 tackle, got to the 45-yard line. That's where he's brought down by a trio of Concrete kids. Chase Zarnecki was in there.
It looks like we're going to get a late flag. I believe I did see a flag get thrown. Not really sure who it on. It looked like a Northampton Concrete kid got tangled up with a Red Rover during the end of that play. Not sure who it's going to be on as the refs check it out. I'm really not sure. I'm not even going to make an assumption. I'm really not sure here.
Well, we'll find out. It's a personal foul on Easton.
Wow.
As referee Pat Patrone makes the call.
I honestly personally thought it could have went both ways there. It looked like there was some tangling up. It looked like an Easton guy ripped Northampton's guy down, and that's a huge setback for Easton. That's a 15-yard, I believe, loss on a personal foul. Obviously his first of the game. Not sure what number it was on. It looked like it was on one of the offensive linemen for Easton.
Well, what was going to be 3rd and 5 is now 3rd and 20.
And if you're Northampton's defense, you cannot give this ball up.
We'll see if they go to the air. 2 wide receivers on the far side. Make that 3 now. 1 to the near side. Martinez to the right of Ordway.
Curious what Easton does here. Obviously, they have a big leg punter. Do they just run the ball and be safe, or do they throw it? Looks like they're going to throw
drop
it.
back to pass. Ordway. And he's going to take off, and he's going to get at least the first down, and then some across the 40-yard line. And a late flag again. It's going to be a first down, an Ironton Auto Body first down, but are they 50? I'm assuming it's going to be a 15-yarder. Is it going to be one way or the other here?
I'm not sure. I'm not sure what just happened, but Ordway just took his shoulder and plowed a Concrete kid right over, and he was dragging 5 to 6 of the kids' defenders, and just a phenomenal run. Again, like Matt said, we don't know what happened. Could have been a holding.
It's getting
personal foul.
It was the flag came down so late. I think it was at the very end and some extracurriculars. They're going to call it face mask on Northampton. So it's going to add to what was a great pickup on 3rd and 20. They sent 4 or 5 wide receivers out, or at least potential receivers, and the whole middle of the field opened up. Ordway saw it, had to break just 1 tackle or so before he got to the 50. And now it's 1st and 10 at the 32-yard line.
Just a phenomenal run by Ordway. Like we were saying, 5 to 6 defenders were dragging him. It looked like a face mask. Kind of got caught in between the action, but Easton setting up pretty nicely inside the 40.
Handoff Martinez going to be dropped for a loss of 1. They'll say he got back to the 33. It'll set up 2nd and 11 with just under 4 minutes left. Plenty of time.
That was Elijah Widener, number 52 for Northampton, the staple of their D-line.
And they're going to get a couple of free yards here as at least 3 Concrete kids jumped on the clap from Ordway.
Yeah, this is one of those calls where the ref goes, the whole defensive line just jumped, because they did. I believe that also 2 of the linebackers went, obviously did not go across the line of scrimmage, but they jumped and they were anticipating the snap. Just under 3:30 here. Curious to see what Northampton's defense does. Do they stick in the 3-5 or do they go to that 4-2? Obviously need to give the ball back to their offense. Would be huge if Easton would score, obviously coming off that big 3rd and 20.
They originally marked it at 2nd and 12, so now 2nd and 7 after the 5-yard pickup from the 29-yard line. Ordway back to pass, goes across the middle, has a man wide open, and it is caught by Biddle for the touchdown. The touchdown will stand, but I think maybe a little taunting afterwards. And a second flag comes out. We'll have to see what's going on with that. But I'm fairly confident the touchdown will score, and it looks like they are getting set for the extra point. Have another look. What a great pass from Ordway to Biddle.
Yeah, another just, it looked like a post just right to the middle of the field, and Biddle makes a phenomenal catch over Cameron Hirsch. But I'm not really sure what's going to go on here. It seemed like Biddle had something to say after the play, maybe a little showboating. But I'm curious to where the second flag came from. It looked like Biddle may have obviously had the taunting first, but then looked like he said something to the ref maybe after, because it looked like the flag came from the ref that he was talking to. So not sure what's going to happen here.
And that's exactly what it looked like from up here for me as well. As soon as he caught the touchdown, he struck a pose, and that's when the first flag came out. We'll see if we can hear. 2 flags. Actually, it was on the offense. And then after the play, unsportsmanlike conduct, so that is not going to be a touchdown.
Wow.
Take that one off the board.
Wow. And that just kind of sucked the life out of Easton's sideline, it feels like.
It sucked the life out of the booth a little bit. They put the ball down where you would snap it for the point after. So it looked like touchdown. It was a very late flag at that. So the fact that it was in play surprises me. But you're going to get the hold and the personal foul. They're going to mark this on the other side of the 50.
It's going to be, looks like it's going to be marked at the 44. Wow. I didn't even know what the down distance is.
They haven't even done
second and 3rd and 2.
It took forever to get the math up here. 2nd and 32.
Wow.
At the their own 46-yard line. Ordway's going to roll to the near side, get it back to the far side, and another flag on the field. We'll get to that in a second. But going down the field, and what could potentially pick up the entire 32 yards, but we'll have to see. There was a flag deep in the backfield. And it looks like Easton knows that they're going to walk back. There's 2 flags, actually. One on the far side, which could have been a hold, and one on the near side. I think at best it's going to be offsetting penalties, redo the 2nd and 32.
I'm doing hand motions up here with Matt because I don't know what's going on anymore. It looked like there was an ineligible man downfield. Obviously, you got to watch out with the screens. But then it looks like there was a holding on Easton. So does this bring him back again?
They're going to replay the down.
Yeah, the ref signal first down, but it is a replay down if obviously both teams get a penalty. For Northampton, this is 2nd and 32. If I'm Coach John Tolman right now for Northampton, I got to be fired up. Easton converted on a 4th and 12. And now on a 2nd and 32, they would have had the first down there almost.
It was real close.
if I'm Northampton and Coach Tolman, I'm very upset. Northampton has had multiple opportunities to get the stop, and they aren't doing that right now. And again, it's 2nd and 32. The clock obviously still running. Northampton 2 timeouts, and they get ball after half. Northampton's defense would be a huge stop for the whole team here.
So we'll try it again, 2nd and 32. Hand off to Martinez. He's going to pick up about 4. One's going to have him at the 49. The other's going to have it at the 50. Looks like the 49 wins. So it'll be a 3-yard gain. And it's 3rd and long. We'll put it like that. 2 wide receivers far side, 3 to the near side, and an empty backfield for Ordway. Doesn't mean he's not taken off. 3rd and 29, and a timeout called by Northampton to get their defense set. And maybe just what you said, like, look, they almost just converted 2nd and 32. Let's make sure we've got the personnel and the game plan out there on 3rd and 29.
Yeah, it looked like Northampton had 12 men on the field. One was running off. They just weren't set. Northampton calls a timeout. I was about to say before the timeout, actually, is when does Northampton use the timeouts? Because Easton still has 2 timeouts, so even if Northampton makes a stop here and Easton punts and Northampton gets the ball, if Northampton falters on 1st and 2nd down and it's 3rd down, Easton still has 2 timeouts to go back down the field. So football is a chess match, people. You haven't realized with the timeouts and the clock and down, but Coach Holman's got to be telling his defense, guys, hey, this is a huge opportunity in this game to allow our offense to get back on the field and score and then come back out on the field in the second half with the ball and a huge momentum shifter. But, again, Easton, we saw picked up the 2nd and 32. Obviously, it got called back, something I'm definitely going to talk about at halftime, the big plays and the key plays. But Northampton looking for a huge, huge stop to get their offense back on the field with Gavin Caff.
So Easton has the same formation, 5 wide receivers, 3 to the near side, 2 to the far side, and a tight end. Ordway is going to go deep to the far side, and it's going to be caught with a couple of flags. Looked like pass interference that they'll probably wave off because that was caught by Sean McPeak for a huge gain.
Yeah, I believe it's going to be pass interference on Northampton. As we take a look, the big body junior, Sean McPeak, a phenomenal wide receiver, and he's one-on-one. They're going to take that shot every day. Looked like it did look like pass interference, and McPeak still comes up with it.
He shook that off and still made the catch.
Yeah, that's a phenomenal catch by McPeak. As the refs congregate, it seems like the refs are kind of confused on what to do.
It is pass interference on both sides. They're going to do it again on 3rd and 29. Are you kidding me?
Listen, I've watched football for probably 15 years of my life since I was 5 or 4. I haven't seen a pass interference when it was the same guy catching the ball as the same guy defending it. And it looked like the head ref there was kind of confused by something, and we're kind of confused up here in the booth.
There's a lot of confusion.
Sean's got his binoculars on because he's confused as well, our tech guy. I mean, this was a clean game to start. Not many penalties, and all of a sudden in the last 5-6 plays, you have 10 penalties?
2 on each side
Just
twice.
Crazy.
On would-be huge gains. Now we've got to go 3rd and 29 again.
And Northampton's defense gets another opportunity to get a big stop. I've been saying it all night, but it just keeps presenting itself.
Stack formation on the near side. Ordway looks across the middle, goes deep again, and it is knocked away. And honestly, there probably could have been a flag there, but it was not called. 4th and 29, and Easton is not thrilled. Oh, there is a flag then.
Oh, are you serious? There is. Honestly, it looked like McPeak got another pass interference on, or a holding of some sort. If you look at the top of the screen, looks like he kind of got ripped.
There is a flag at the 40-yard line, which was 30 yards away from where the play ended. Unsportsmanlike on Easton after the play. Okay.
Wow, never mind.
So they dislike the fact that there was no pass interference called. They're going to tack on some more yards, and is a 4th and 29 is going to be 4th and longer.
I believe if you get two personal fouls after the play, you're ejected, right? Is that how high school works?
I believe that is the case.
Easton already has 3, but I'm not sure on who.
Yeah, it's hard to speculate with that. We're not hearing the calls.
There was one on the wide receiver far side. There was one on a lineman down at the 40 on the previous possession, and now there was one on the 3rd and long, but we don't know who it's on, and that's 3 personal fouls already for the Easton offense.
4th and 44 from the 34. Ordway does it all. He's going to punt this one away.
Good punt.
I think it's Kessler on the bounce. He's going to pick up a few yards. And Northampton's going to have a 1:45 from the 38-yard line.
I mean, folks, if you want to watch a real football game, watch this game because there's every flag that's been called so far, I think.
Man.
The pass interferences, the holding, the unsportsmanlike, the personal fouls. I can't keep track.
And some that weren't called.
And then some that weren't called that wanted to be called.
Which led to other flags.
That being called. Thrown. One of the craziest first halves of not only high school football, but any sort of football that I've ever watched. Definitely commentated. Definitely the craziest so far. As our cameraman looks like, or not cameraman, our tech guy, Sean, is flabbergasted. Tech guy, you're tech guy.
I've been doing games for as long as you've been alive, and I could say the same thing.
That's
handoff on the end around. Hirsch on the near side. And he's going to be brought down at the 45-yard line, a gain of 7.
And just under a 1:30 here, Northampton, and it looks like the ball's going to be spotted right on the 45-yard line. An opportunity, now that I've said for 7 minutes, obviously comes to fruition here, as Northampton has an opportunity to score going in half with the ball only down 7. But obviously a couple plays needed for Northampton to get there.
Might have been Kessler on the previous one. He gets this handoff. He's going to pick up 1. It's going to be 3rd and 2 from the 46-yard line, and the clock is rolling.
Curious Easton didn't call a timeout there. They would have had it a 3rd down, obviously, chance to stop under a minute and 30 seconds. Northampton's punter, not the best. Curious that Seneca didn't call a timeout there.
Handoff, Hackett up the middle. He's not, probably not going to get there. They tried the extra push. Looks like he's going to fall a yard short. Under a minute to play now. And it's 4th and 1. On your own side of the field, I'm surprised Easton hasn't called a timeout just to see maybe what goes on here if they're going to get the ball back.
I was about to say that with their big play ability and big play wide receivers, why don't you call a timeout? You get to stop now. That's a huge call for Northampton. Do they snap this ball? Not really sure. Just under 25 seconds. Curious to see what they do here.
The timeout is called with a second left on the play clock. 22.7 seconds left.
Very interesting time management.
Well, that play ended just about 50 to 55 seconds left, and Easton has to be looking at it saying, if they go for it and we stop them, we have the ball on our side of the field with 2 timeouts left and a minute. And if they punt it away, we've got some time to play with. Unless Matt Seneca just wants to get his team into the locker room to ream them out for all of the penalties.
Yeah, and
that also could be true.
Yeah, it doesn't look like he's been happy on the sideline, obviously with all the penalties. But even if you're coach Matt Seneca, you're up 14. Obviously a big 4th down here. We'll see what Northampton does. But very curious that even Northampton didn't call a timeout. They waited at 30 seconds. I'm just very intrigued by the play calling.
I think Northampton is trying to run out the clock here.
I believe so, too. But this could be a go for it. It looks like Gavin Taff is in. Believes that they're going to go for it or try to draw him off sides at least.
Three in the backfield. Rickert, and he's going to get the first down by about a yard on the carry with 18 seconds left, and they don't have timeouts left. Looks like they're going to try to spike the ball. They do with 6.6, but there was movements or people weren't ready. So it's going to be a false start, legal formation, however you want to put it. So 1st and 10 is going to come to 1st and 15 with 6.6 seconds left to go. Coming up after this quarter finally ends, Winston Hornick and Dave Micah will be talking to the coaches. We will hear from them. We will hear from Winston and Dave. Probably a good idea not to put coaches on a hot mic, as the half will now come to an end. So our intrepid reporters will get some sound bites to give us. We'll get to that in a moment, but we'll keep it right here. 21-7. Cam, you had mentioned a few times, obviously, Northampton had a chance to cut into that lead. They had the ball on a few of occasions. But I think if you're John Toman, the fact that it's still 21-7, they took a touchdown off the board. They stopped them maybe they stopped themselves on a couple of occasions. But 21-7, we still have a ball game.
Yeah, I have so many thoughts right now going through my head. Is obviously, yes, like we're saying, 21-7, and Northampton gets the ball, but just Coach Tolman has got to be either pleased or just reaming his kids out in a couple minutes, because this game probably should be closer than 21-7 says on the scoreboard. Northampton, Easton converting on 4th and 12. They converted in the 2nd and 32 that got brought back. In a defense, as a defense for Northampton, you just can't allow that to happen whatsoever.
Yeah, I don't think either coach is pleased, and let's find out what the coaches did have to say. We'll send it down to Dave and Winston down on the field.
All right, Winston, you talked to Coach right before halftime. Thoughts on the first half?
I mean, Coach Seneca is very upset right now. There's a lot of penalties that they can't control, and a lot of unsportsmanlikes, a lot of holdings, and he needs his players to hone in and control those penalties. And even though they've had all those penalties, they're still leading this game 21-7, so there is a good part of it. Cole's making a lot of explosive plays, especially on 3rd downs. So he's really just trying to keep the offense on the field and limit those penalties and hopefully keep this scoring up.
And I talked to Coach Tomei. He said that, the key is they got to slow down Easton's quarterback, control the clock, run the ball. So that's some of the things you're going to see the second half. Okay, guys, back to you.
Thanks. Thank you very much, Dave and Winston. We'll hear from one or both at the conclusion of the game. We're going to step aside. We've got a lot of thoughts to compile, but see if we can give you a little bit of the Beast of the East. The Easton Band is out on the field, and we will also step aside. This is the D11Sports.com High School Game of the Week presented by St. Luke Sports Medicine. 21-7 at the break.
Everyone has a story, and your smile is the best way to tell it. It shows your confidence, greets new people, and opens the door to new possibilities. St. Luke's OMS offers a revolutionary dental implant solution to help you regain your smile. The All-on-4 procedure provides a permanent alternative to traditional dentures for individuals who have lost all their upper or lower teeth. The benefits of our All-on-4 are experiencing immediate results, often receiving your new teeth on the same day as surgery, improving daily activities such as eating, speaking, and smiling, leading to a better quality of life, long-lasting and stable implant design, providing a secure fit that dentures cannot. The All-on-4 procedure is minimally invasive, reducing recovery time and discomfort. Our OMS team members are experts in oral surgery and specialize in this type of rehabilitation, ensuring a safe and effective process.
St. Luke's OMS helped me get my smile and confidence back.
Once you have your new smile, our OMS team will continue to support and care for you to promote a smooth recovery. Get the smile you deserve with St. Luke's OMS. Contact us today.
For all the moments of your life, through thick and thin, Broski Insurance has been there. Since 1965, it has been our honor to be there for you and your family, both in the good times and the tough times.
Home, auto, life, and business. Broski Insurance Agency. Tradition and pride since 1965. Online at broskiins.com.
Check your 50-50 tickets. The winning 50-50 ticket number is 844-3098. Again, 844-3098. You can pick up your winnings by the cheerleaders near the 50-yard line. Again, the winning 50-50 ticket is 844-3098.
You had a chance to see the Beast of the East, the Easton Red Rover Marching Band. Halftime here at Northampton. Easton leads Northampton 21-7. We'll step aside when we come back. We'll give you some highlights and some first half analysis. 21-7, Easton leads at halftime. This is the D11Sports.com High School Game of the Week presented by St. Luke Sports Medicine.
Learn what makes you unique with no-cost genetic screening through DNA Answers, a community health research program available through St. Luke's. Learn how your DNA impacts your health and if you are at risk for certain cancers and hereditary high cholesterol, a cause of heart disease. Gaining a better understanding of your genetic health risks can help you and your doctor personalize your care for a healthier future. Health insurance is not required to participate. Learn more at DNAanswers.org.
Everyone has a story, and your smile is the best way to tell it. It shows your confidence, greets new friends, and opens the door to new possibilities.
St. Luke's OMS offers all-on-4 dental implants, a revolutionary solution to help you regain your smile.
Dental implants are a minimally invasive procedure that provides a permanent alternative to traditional dentures that will give you immediate results and enhance your quality of life. Get the smile you deserve with St. Luke's OMS. Contact us today.
Did you know that every year our nation's hospitals are graded on quality and safety? Did you know this information is publicly available? Did you know that St. Luke's has earned 5 stars for quality and straight A's for safety? St. Luke's is the only PA-based health system and only 1 in 3 health systems in the nation to earn these outstanding recognitions. St. Luke's, the only locally based healthcare network serving as a model for the nation.
You're determined to stay active and enjoy life. Be at your best every day with St. Luke's Orthopedic Care. Start here and we'll get you back to doing what you love. With locations throughout the region, including St. Luke's Orthopedic Hospital West End campus, the best place for orthopedic care is always close to home. St. Luke's Orthopedic Care. Start here, go farther.
For all the moments of your life, through thick and thin, Broski Insurance has been there. Since 1965, it has been our honor to be there for you and your family, both in the good times and the tough times.
Home, auto, life, and business. Broski Insurance Agency. Tradition and pride since 1965. Online at broskiins.com.
Did you know that every year our nation's hospitals are graded on quality and safety? Did you know this information is publicly available? St. Luke's has earned 5 stars for quality and straight A's for safety. Can your hospital say that?
St. Luke's is consistently first in the region to embrace innovative technologies, providing better care for heart and vascular patients. Simply put, you can trust St. Luke's to treat your heart better. When it comes to heart and vascular care, put your heart in the best hands with St. Luke's.
Next, we have Rosalie Echeverria and Kassan Houston. Rosalie Echeverria raised $1,820 for the PA Breast Cancer Coalition. She is involved in a variety of activities, including varsity softball, varsity basketball, crew, PE club, kindness crew, and Future Educators of America. Rosalie plans to continue her academic journey at a four-year college while also continuing her athletic career in softball. Besides, Houston raised $1,418 for Colonel for Towers. He has a passion for bicycling. Looking ahead, Desai plans to start a career in life insurance to build financial stability, with the ultimate goal of pursuing a career in comedy. Next, we have Jackie Rockrock and Robert Judge. Jackie Rockrock plays individual.
It looks like homecoming festivities here at Al Erdesy Stadium in Northampton. On the field, prior to all of this, it was a 21-7 Easton lead. Matt Marcus, Cam Coulter, glad to have you with us here. And Cam, let's go through some of these first half highlights. We'll try to leave all the flags out of it.
Yeah. First highlight, I believe this is Ordway's big run to start the game. 20-yard rush for Ordway. I believe this is going to lead into the 15-yard rush by Martinez as he hits the tackle outside, gets to the 15-yard line, and proceeding this play. I believe this is, we don't have the Martinez touchdown. Martinez did score on that play. This is a huge third down stop for Easton early.
Yeah, that was going 3 and out on a third down, and then they get the ball back. Doesn't take long.
Nope, and this is Orway's over 70-yard run. Great blocking by both guards. Both guards kick wide receiver downfield. Ordway with his second, well, actually this would be his first rushing touchdown in the game. We'll get to his second.
We call that foreshadowing.
Yeah.
That was actually from 55 yards out. My man said he's all about stats, but
yeah, well, he's just been running all night.
It looked like 70 yards.
It did. Big play for Northampton. This is Northampton coming off the touchdown, obviously from Cole, just getting it started. Chase Kessler, the running back, getting it started as we take it. This is the play that really was intriguing. Easton brought 10 players and had one on the wide receiver and one not on Jeremiah Schrader. Jeremiah Schrader was wide open. That would be a touchdown for Northampton. This is Martinez, his breakaway down the left field. This is coming off a Northampton scoring drive. And we're still in the first quarter here.
Yeah, all of the action and most of the scoring was in that first quarter.
Pretty crazy.
And it was, you had mentioned before, it was a relatively clean first quarter.
It was.
At that.
Not many flags. This screen pass from Ordway to Martinez, and Martinez carrying it again. Still the first quarter. Still 14-7 Easton. And then this is going to be, I believe, Martinez to the outside. This was on 4th down and 4. This is the stop. We thought this was actually close to a first down. Was marked short. Number 28, Rocco Amato, we've been calling his name all night, scored the touchdown.
Not much happened on the ensuing possession, though, and Easton had it right back.
Nope. And who better than Cole Ordway to get things started for Easton's offense. Now, a little later into the second quarter, under 7 minutes, Ordway guard and tackle kick, and Ordway's going to take it for his second rushing touchdown, as I was foreshadowing before, to make it, and the PAT is good, to make it 21-7. Now I believe this is on 2nd and 32. It's a throwback tight end screen. Curtis Crossman, number 85, the tight end for Easton, is going to plow a couple defenders and actually, I believe, get the first down. The ref actually marked him as a first down. There was, I believe, 2 penalties on this play. There was a holding on this play and a personal foul, I believe, which brought Easton back again. And this is really the momentum killer, I guess, as you would say. Northampton gets the ball back down 14. Nice little jet pass to Northampton's sideline. And that was about it.
But there was 1:40 left on the clock when that happened, and Northampton maybe would get another 2 yards. And a lot of time came off. We were questioning whether or not they were going to call timeout, whether Easton was going to call timeout. It ended up being a 4th down, and but just seconds left, and eventually time did run out. And preserve that 21-7 lead. And Cam, really a tale of two halves or two quarters of that first half. You had a clean, for the most part, a 14-7 first quarter. Easton gets a couple of touchdowns. One, the quick strike, the 55-yarder from Ordway, but Northampton settled down. They put together a nice long drive, but everything went haywire then in quarter number two between some long passes. There was a 29-yard touchdown that we thought was going to stand, and then there was two penalties on that one, so let's redo that play. And then 2nd and 29 turned into 4th and 44 when it was all said and done. Just a wild sequence of events.
Yeah, I have so many thoughts right now. A very weird.
We've got nothing but time. Go ahead.
Yeah, one of the weirdest first halves. Some of our broadcasting partners up here between me and Matt, and then obviously our other channels and live streams we were saying the same thing at halftime while enjoying pizza. Thank you to Northampton for the food, but it was 4th and 1 for Northampton with just under a minute, 50 seconds. They let the time roll down all the way to 20 seconds. They then proceed to go for the 4th and 1 on their own 50, which is a little interesting. You let 30 seconds come off the clock. You have the ball with 50 seconds left at your own 50, and you don't snap the ball. You let it go down, you time out, and then you just run the ball. Then the clock just runs like nothing happened. Northampton obviously getting the ball here, but like we were saying, it was 2nd and 32. Well, let's go back all the way to the first quarter. It was 4th and 12 for Easton on the second drive. Northampton, Easton went with a screen pass. Easton picked it up. They ensued then Cole Ordway's first touchdown. Northampton's defense has been lackluster, as we can call it up here. They have had so many opportunities to put this game closer to a one-score game, and they haven't. Easton had a 29-yard touchdown, and there was a taunting and a holding, which is 25 yards back, 10 for the holding and 15 for the personal foul and the taunting.
Yeah, they both count.
Yeah, we also had a dual pass interference on two different guys on the same. It was Cameron Hirsch for Northampton on defense, and I believe it was, I'm trying to remember, Sean McPeak. It seemed like Hirsch grabbed McPeak for the pass interference on defense for Northampton, and then McPeak shoved off of Hirsch on offense, both offset. That was after the two calls on the 2nd and 32. It replayed 2nd and 32 again. The screen happened. There was a holding that brought it back again, and then there was another taunting, which brought it to 4th and 44. I mean, there's three personal fouls on Easton. I believe the rules in high school, if you have two personal fouls, you are ejected from the game. There was one on a wide receiver, one on a lineman, and one we do not know who it was. We still don't know who the lineman was either, but a very sloppy game. And if I'm Coach Tolman, I'm wondering what happened at the end of the first half with the time management. Was it him? Was it the staff? We kind of have a look at Northampton's coaches to the right here. Looked like they were shaking their heads. They weren't sure really what was going on either. But again, this is a 21-7 game, and Northampton gets the ball. This game's far from over.
Walking up here prior to the game, a woman stopped me and asked what time I thought the game was going to end. I wasn't factoring in all of the penalties, so she's going to be waiting outside a lot, and I apologize. But maybe she has this on YouTube.
Yeah, it's already 8:35. We haven't even tipped off the second half.
When we were about to send it to Dave and Winston at the end of the first half, I made the comment that I don't think either head coach was going to be happy going into the locker room. And I stand by that for all of what you just described, Cam. Matt Seneca, some points were taken off the board, plus more yardage and penalties today in a half than they had all season long coming into today through 6 games, mind you. So he can't be happy, and Winston confirmed that. And I think even John Tolman on the near side, giving up those big plays, even some that were called back to penalty, they still gave them up on the field and, didn't make the plays that they needed to make and wanted to make. I would think that both locker rooms were fired up in that after that first half.
Yeah, I believe if you're both coaches, both Seneca and Tolman, on respective sides, you're frustrated, but as a fan of this game or a commentator, you got to be very confused. And I'm sorry if anyone watching was confused by my 5-minute spiel of what was going on. Personally, I'm still confused. I've watched football since I was 4 or 5 years old. I've never seen a pass interference on both sides of the ball.
Would you remember if you saw it at 4 years old?
No, I wouldn't, but that would be one of those plays that I would go back on YouTube and watch, be like, hey, there was a pass interference on the same two guys.
Right.
Just very intriguing. But again, if I'm John Tolman for Northampton, I'm probably more upset if I'm Matt Seneca for Easton, because he knows his team's right back in this game. Northampton's got to they're going to get the ball back. If you're Northampton's offense, you got to put points on here because your defense has done everything they can, obviously, with the flags to help this game.
Barluca with the kick, and about the 5-yard line. It's fielded by Dominic Barkanek. And a big stop there. He did not get to the 20-yard line. I think that was Jaden Foreman who made the stop in space. So it'll be 1st and 10.
We'll get a replay of that because, wow, I don't know where Northampton's 4 blockers were going, but they missed that, and he made Northampton pay. That was a heck of a tackle for Easton. Looked like he had a little room in the middle, and Northampton kind of missed the 2, as you would say, wings.
I didn't think he got to the 20, but that's where they marked the ball down.
Yeah, I thought he got smacked a little about the 15-yard line, but hey, what can you do with tonight like night?
So Xander Rickert, and look at that. We start the second half where we left off the first with a hanky on the field.
And the laundry's already been thrown, and we didn't even start the second half, basically.
And if John Tolman wasn't annoyed at halftime, he's annoyed that it's a false start on the first play at the second half.
Yeah, I believe he's having a word with the ref right now because he is in the ref's face, and he does not look happy. Obviously, like I was trying to say, is as Coach Tolman, yes, I would be upset, but I also wouldn't be just frustrated that, I mean, we're getting the ball here, but again, 5 yards sets him back, and now it's 1st and 15 for the Concrete Kids. Like the second quarter just continued into halftime.
So 1st and 15 from the 15. Xander Rickert is next to Taff on his left in the shotgun position. 2 wide receivers to either side. They're going to throw it towards the near side, and it's caught. Crossing the 20-yard line was Noah Klein. Good pickup on 1st down. Let's see where they mark the ball.
I'm not
it
sure
is
if
at 22.
Not sure if it's just me, but it seems like Taff is obviously in control, obviously the quarterback of this offense. His wide receivers seem like they're not maybe woken up. Maybe they have to wake up in the second half. Looked like a little motion was not towards the person it was supposed to be on the last play.
Faked the handoff to the motion man and got it to Rickert, and he was brought down for a loss of a couple. A market between the 20 and the 21-yard line, and it's 3rd and long now, and it goes back, and we saw this previously. There was a nice drive, and a false start, went from 2nd and 2 to 2nd and 7, and they never recovered. There was a false start before the possession here. See if they can recover. 3rd and 9. Rickert to the right now. From shotgun, he's going to have some space, and Taft's going to take off, get the 1st down and more, and it's going to be a late hit out of bounds. The flag is thrown as Justin Kossover got him a little too late. That's going to push him into Red Rover territory.
Yeah, and those flags came out pretty quick. There was no one ref looking at the other ref as we get the replay here. It looked like Justin Kossover looked like he didn't know where he was, and he's going to get the push out of bounds way after the play's over. That's going to be called every time. That's going to give another 15 yards to Northampton. It looks like the ball's going to cross now the 50-yard line, and they're going to be into the Red Rovers territory.
Looks like they were going to mark it at the 45. They said he stepped out at the 45, and he was a good 2 steps into the white. So they'll put it at the other 45. 1st and 10, and Ironton Auto Body 1st down for the Concrete Kids. I thought they were going to go 5 more yards.
Yeah, tonight's been a wonky one so far, that's for sure.
Handoff, Rickert. Actually, it's Kessler. Has the seam down the line. Can he be caught? He will not be caught. A 45-yard touchdown for Chase Kessler. And a potential extra point to pull within a score.
Just that's what Northampton's offense is all about. We talked about it before the game is they have to be able to run the football, and they did. As we take a look at the highlight here, 45-yard rushing touchdown by Kessler, hits the hole, and there's not one Red Rover in sight. Looked like McPeak almost had a shot to track him down, but Kessler just way too fast. His PAT is up and underway, and it's good. And now if you're Northampton, your crowd's back in this game. Easton's a little quiet over there. We saw the band perform at half. They're a little quiet. Northampton now in a one-score game against a 6-0 opponent. Huge play by Kessler.
Jackson Sant with the extra point. The11sports.com thanks Michael R. Glovis, financial advisor at Morgan Stanley in Easton, for his sponsorship of the game of the week. For all your investment needs, call Michael R. Glovis at 610-559-6380, located at 101 Larry Holmes Drive, Suite 301, Easton, PA. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC, member SIPC. So the side of the field, or the side of the squad, the offensive side that can put up points, did their job. Now it comes down to the other side, which has been more of the questionable side. Can they do their job and give the offense a chance?
Yeah, we've seen Easton's offense, obviously 21 points midway through the second quarter, have not scored since. Let's get a little pooch kick, but can the Easton Red Rovers on offense find some momentum? Obviously, all momentum now on Northampton's side. Easton just needs to find – I think they need to get back to that RPO. We saw it in the first quarter. Ordway and Martinez could not be stopped. Northampton obviously knows that's the case, and Tolman told the Concrete Kids at halftime, we need to limit those big plays. That was a big key of the game, was to limit the big plays, and they as much as they have, they've also haven't, because they've gotten bailed out a couple times because of the flags.
3 receivers to the near side, but a fake handoff. Ordway keeps it. He's going to get across the 40-yard line, maybe dropped at the 40. But it is a 5-yard pickup, 2nd and 5 for Easton.
And another key to the game for Easton was push the tempo, and they have done that as we see here. They're pushing the tempo. They're not letting Northampton make substitutions, go to their 4-2, go to their 5 linemen. They're staying with that 3, as it looked like the whole Northampton's defensive line did not understand the memo there.
Well, they're going to give them the 5 yards that they need, so it should be an Ironton auto body first down.
I need someone to count the amount of penalties in this game after this game. This is pretty cool and crazy.
Cool's not probably the word I was going to use.
I was going to say cool. I was saying cool from a football perspective, that we've seen, I think, every single flag that could have been called tonight. That's what I meant by cool. Not for both coaches, obviously not happy with both.
Martinez gets the handoff, breaks one tackle, is going to get about 2 yards, dropped at the 47-yard line, 2nd and 8. We had 9:44 left to play in the third. It's a 21-14 advantage for Easton.
To me, Northampton up front with the 3 front looks a lot more physical than Easton was in the first half.
Trying to get him to jump again. 3 wide receivers near side. Martinez to the left of Ordway. Puts it in his belly. Keeps it. Ordway around the outside. Into Northampton territory and then some, and they're not going to get him. He's going to go all the way for a 53-yard touchdown. His second over 50 yards, his 3rd score of the night. And it is 27-14 Red Rovers.
And just like that, we take a look at the replay here. Cole Ordway, 53-yard touchdown. Little RPO, he takes it himself. Looked like he was going to get tackled right around the 20-yard line by Cameron Hirsch. Cameron Hirsch, just a little stutter step at the 20-yard line. Ordway puts the ball out. Luckily, he doesn't fumble that one at the end, but takes it in for the score. It's going to put the Red Rovers up now 2 possessions.
Borluca, extra point. The hold from Ordway is good. and it is 28-14. The quick strike offense yet again, and they went back to that RPO like you were calling for, Cam, and puts it in the belly of Martinez, takes it all the way.
Yeah, I was about to say Northampton was doing a really great job on that drive, limiting the run plays. I was hoping Easton would go to more of a passing attack. I think Northampton was too, but Ordway finds a seam in the defense, and he took it all the way. Looked like Cameron Hirsch had an opportunity at, looks like the 20 to 15-yard line to make the tackle. Ordway hits him a little stutter step out to the left side, and he's way too fast for the free safety as Easton now goes out 28-14, and all of a sudden we come out of halftime in 3 minutes, and there's 2 scores on the board, just like that. And this is the 2 high-powered offenses we've talked about all year.
I did not think Ordway was going to take that to the house. I saw the same thing you did about the 20-yard line. I thought maybe he'd get forced out of bounds, but that was not the case. 28-14 is your score. Borluka set to kick it away. Barkanek and Kessler are deep. Kicking in the other direction, he put it into the end zone twice. In this direction, it's gone about the 10 or the 5. Has not been touchbacks.
Yeah, I believe that one's going to be a touchback.
And that time it will.
Wow, that was actually a lot closer than I thought. It hit the goal line and actually sprung back. Wow, that would have been bad for Northampton.
It checked up nicely if it was a pitching wedge. Home, auto, life, and business. Broski Insurance Agency has you covered with more than 50 years of experience. Give their friendly staff a call at 610-264-3940 or visit their website at broskiins.com. Broski Insurance, tradition and pride since 1965. Chase Kessler, who had the big score the last possession, he is in the backfield. Wide receivers to either side. Kessler gets the handoff up the middle, tries to find a hole. He's going to get across the 25. A pickup of 5. It'll be 2nd and 5 as we hit the 9-minute mark here in the third.
And now Northampton down, obviously 2 touchdowns, 28-14. Kind of got to do the same thing you came out of halftime doing. You run the ball, and then maybe you take a couple shots. Let the ball to Gavin Taft and let him do his job. The O-line doing a great job, obviously, but not enough to be down 14 here.
Hand off again to Kessler. Hackett, the lead blocker. He's going to try to drag him forward. He's going to get an extra yard or 2 out to the 28-yard line. It'll be 3rd and 2.
Tell you what, this game's getting chippy in the front line. If anyone saw that, looked like 52 for Easton. Was getting into it with the guy, I believe that was Wes Sherman, the O-line and D lineman. Looked like he had some words for number 44 after the play, Tegan Hackett.
Kessler again, the handoff, and he's going to just get to the line to gain. It might be short, though. Easton thinks they might have the ball.
Looks like Easton had the football in their hands, and they're going to call him down, I believe.
You're going to say down and just short. It is inches from the line to gain, which is easy for us to see. It's the 30-yard line.
Actually, believe I don't know. The refs are tall, and they're going to give him the first down.
They're going to give it by the nose.
I mean, from my point of view right here, that nose looks like it's just short, but I guess it's different. Matt Seneca, Easton's head coach, headset off. He is not happy about that call.
So it is an Ironton Auto Body first down at the 30-yard line. Taft back to pass to the near side, and it is off the hands of Dominic Barkanek. Covered nicely by Trevin Taylor.
Risky pass there.
Tyler, excuse me.
Risky pass there. It looked like Gavin Taft got hit off the edge as we look at the replay. A free blitzer off the edge. That would have been Coleman Orcheron.
Had to rush it a little bit.
And Easton's band, I don't know if you guys can hear it on YouTube, but they're pretty loud now. It's hard for us to hear, actually, up here.
2nd and 10 from the 30-yard line. Back to pass again. Looks like it short hopped, but no, they're going to say it was caught.
Wow.
by Cameron Hirsch.
I thought that definitely hit the turf there. But looks like they're going to give him the catch. And again, Matt Seneca frustrated with the refs as he's been with all night. Easton's band kind of making it seem like it's Cottingham Stadium on 2nd down and 10 from Northampton.
Well, to be fair, they are across from us, so that is blaring right in our faces. But, yeah, it is loud.
Oh. And it looks like there's going to be a sideline warning, I believe, issued on Easton. I believe the flag just came out from the ref as the ref walks over to Coach Seneca. I believe they're going to give Easton a sideline warning.
So no yardage yet. It's 3rd and 4 at the 36-yard line. They've gone to the pass the last 2 plays. And they'll do it again. Taft rolling to his right. Has Rickert, and he's got a first down, just getting to the 40-yard line. Xander Rickert.
Now, I'm not sure how the rule is, but the sideline warning, I believe if you get 2 sideline warnings, it is a personal foul on the head coach, if I'm not mistaken.
Sounds about right. There would be some yardage to gain on that one. It is an Ironton Auto Body first down at the 40-yard line. They're just going 10 yards at a time, picking up these first downs. Fake the handoff to the motion man, and Kessler's going to pick up a couple up the gut. They're going to give him 3 out to the 43. And there is a player down. I
believe that's Kessler.
It is Kessler.
Not what you want to see for Northampton.
Kessler did have the touchdown, the 45-yard rush. Had a couple Ironton Auto Body first downs when it comes to towing. Trailer auto body repair experience matters. Let Ironton Auto Body put their 70-plus years of experience to work for you. Locally owned and operated with 24-hour emergency towing and recovery services, along with 24-hour trailer repair. When something goes wrong, don't trust it to anyone. Look no further than Ironton Auto Body. Let our family take care of your family. Call 610-799-3241. Kessler is up and walking on his own power. We'll see if get him back out there as quickly as possible. The fine folks from St. Luke Sports Medicine will tend to him. And it'll be 2nd and 7. And Rickert out there as the running back.
Yeah, I believe Sincere Wadlington is also in as the up back in this formation.
He was in motion. Pass downfield is going to overshoot the intended target of Jeremiah Strouder. And it'll be 3rd and 7. He was not left wide open that time.
No, and we've been waiting. Obviously, Northampton, one of their keys to the game was being able to run the football and chew the clock, and they have been. They've not chew the clock, control the clock, and they have been. It looks like when they run it so many times, they're looking for that big playability. Looked like he kind of had him there, just a little over the mark for Gavin Taft there.
3rd and 7. 3 wide receivers to the near side. Taft's going to put it up. And losing his footing was Barkanek. It looked like he was just about set to plant his feet and go up to try to make the grab. But his feet came out from underneath him. And it falls harmlessly out of bounds. It brings up 4th and 7. And the punting unit will have to come out.
Wow. Easton brought all 4 D linemen, 3 linebackers left man on man. 2 unblocked blitzers. Taft not enough time. We've seen that now twice before for Easton. Taft converting on the first one. On the second one, not converting, not as the punt is actually almost blocked.
Klein got it off, and Biddle makes the catch, almost lost it.
Looked like Biddle dropped it there a little bit at the end.
Able to fall on it, and it will be. Is there a flag on the far side?
I'm not sure. I heard multiple whistles. Not sure if a flag was thrown. It looks like there is actually a flag thrown.
It is at the 40. it looks like the 45 or so, but on the far sideline. Was that another sideline issue?
Kind of confused. The ref signaled it on Northampton.
Okay.
But then pointed at Easton. So I actually think.
Well, Easton just got 5 yards.
So I think it was actually a false start on Northampton. Because he did the false start movement. So I believe it was a false start on Northampton, and it's going to give Easton 5 yards.
So it'll.
And there's another
now
flag. I'm confused.
I think they called on. They call on sportsmanlike again?
Yeah. I mean, what is going on?
This is
bizarre.
This is getting out of hand is what's going on. So the punt was fielded at the 30-yard line and downed at the 30. It was about to go to the 35 after the false start. Now it's back to the 25. It is the 20, excuse me. It's 1st and 25 for Easton. There's that 15-yarder I think you were asking for.
Yeah, I'm kind of confused on what's going on. Not
you and everyone else here.
Yeah, not really sure.
Martinez picked up a couple.
Yeah, it looked like, I believe it was a false start. The ref did do the false start motion, but then the personal foul, I'm not sure if someone said something or what happened. I'm confused. I'm going to have to watch this game after again just to figure out what went on.
Well, you can watch it on YouTube. Check out D11 Sports. Ordway has it. He's going to be brought down. Oh, they're going to – I'm waiting for it. Easton wants it. It was a very late push after the whistle. There is a flag.
Is there?
I think there's a flag at Ordway's feet.
I've been waiting for it.
This game is chippy. We've said it a few times now.
There's no flag. The main official is behind the line and the ball is set. Wow. Seneca came to the 25-yard line almost.
You know what? It's a yellow marking, I think, from one of the other fields, one of the other sports that use it.
I believe that is the field hockey line that's yellow.
I think you're right.
At this point, you can't tell what's a flag or not because it seems like there's a flag every play.
Well, and truth be told, it could have been called.
Definitely. Oh, 100%. I think that was more than the first half when we talked about it.
It's 3rd and 20, by the way. Back to pass Ordway. Looking across the middle. He's still trying to find somebody now. He might just take off, and he does. He spins, gets across the 35 where he's eventually brought down. It'll be 4th and long still.
Huge stop for Northampton.
4th and 7, 4th and 8. And we'll see what they do. Ordway is also the punter. Barkanek will go back to field the punt. And that's a big stop.
Northampton's defense does their job.
And Ordway does get it away. One hop to Barkanek, breaks one tackle and another. Out to the 40-yard line, good field position for the Concrete Kids.
Northampton's defense doing their job on that possession. Eliminating Easton. Obviously the flags hurting Easton once again. But Northampton's offense got to do their job here. Just under 3:30 left in the third quarter. 28-14 game, and Northampton's got the ball.
Let's point out that Chase Kessler is in the huddle, and now he is going out to the field. Last time we saw him, he was coming off. So great job by the fine folks of St. Luke's Sports Medicine. As we say, getting you back out on the field just a couple plays later.
The best in the game. That's why they help us. They helped me personally when I played, and they're helping everyone tonight.
Handoff to Kessler. Has a block and a down, and finally brought down inside the 15-yard line.
I think he's all right.
Trevin Tyler was able to bring him down. But in the red zone, and he got a great block by Dylan Stoldreyer just out of the screen there. Handoff again, Kessler. And Tyler's going to bring him down at the 15-yard line, the 10-yard line, excuse me, a gain of 3.
I have to give credit where credit's due. Both sides of the ball, obviously wide receivers not really known for their blocking, but we've seen two big plays, both by Martinez on Easton and now Chase Kessler for Northampton, that their wide receivers are blocking downfield and continuing to block, leading up to big plays, and now Northampton in the red zone just under 3 minutes, and a huge opportunity for Northampton.
Taft keeps it himself, gets across the 5-yard line. Is it enough for the first down? It's going to be just short, maybe about a yard or so.
I believe they're going to mark him. I think the first down is at the 9-yard line. I believe they're going to mark him down.
That's the 4.
Oh, 4. Excuse me. At the 4, I believe they mark him down as a towel flies out of nowhere.
It's 3rd and 1 from shotgun. Hand off to Kessler.
That's going to be really, really close.
I'm not sure he got the forward progress. It looks just about at the same spot. And it will be 4th down and short. You got to go for it. Down by 2 scores.
No hesitation.
A little bit of momentum, and yes, there's no hesitation. They're going to bring in halfback Keegan Hackett, maybe as a lead blocker. It's Rickert.
Easton's band up and excited for this, making it feel like a home field atmosphere for Easton.
Rickert gets the handoff. He's going to get the first down. Is he in? He is! Touchdown, Northampton. From 4 yards out, Xander Rickert finds the end zone.
Tailback in the backfield, Rickert behind him. 2 lead blockers, a guard pull. Rickert powers it in. Northampton's crowd's back in it, pending the PAT.
Jackson sent, it's blocked.
And that's why I don't say 28-21.
It is no good. It is 28-20. Still a 1-possession game, but that extra point was no good.
You block the PAT, not the worst can happen. It's still a 1-possession game. Now Northampton has to go for 2 if they do score again, but now all of a sudden it's 28-20, almost end of the 3rd quarter. Northampton's defense looking for another stop. Easton looking for some offense.
No matter your sport or position, St. Luke Sports Medicine can train you to avoid injury. And if you do get injured, we're there with the best athletic trainers, performance coaches, physical therapists, and orthopedic sports medicine physicians and surgeons to get you back on your feet and back in the game. St. Luke's is the region's only varsity team in sports medicine. So we had a stop from the Northampton defense, followed up by a touchdown. Missed the extra point. It was blocked. Credit where it's due. 1:15 left in the 3rd. It is a 1-possession game.
Huge drive for both now these teams as Easton's getting the ball back up 8. Can they put more points on the board to obviously have some leeway on the defense? But on the other side for the Concrete Kids of Northampton, can their defense get another stop and get Gavin Taft and them back on the field?
Pooch again to Kilpatrick, who has to dive for it. And each time it gets riskier and riskier, because if that bounces off his chest, it's anybody's game.
That's Kilpatrick's 3rd catch on a Pooch onside kick, as we call it. Not even an onside, it's just a Pooch kick, I guess. But, again, like you said, that could flip a momentum of a game real quick.
They mark it at the 39-yard line of the Red Rovers. 1st and 10, Easton.
I talked before the game, actually. Easton only twice has given up 20 or more points. And here we are, just under a minute left in the 3rd quarter. And Northampton has 20 on their defense, who's only giving up about 12 points a game.
Fakes the handoff. Ordway has it up the middle. He's going to get the first down out to the 50-yard line. Ordway with touchdown runs of 55, 53, and a measly 27 sandwiched in there. Under a minute to play in the 3rd. 1st and 10. Ironton Autobody first down for the Red Rovers right at midfield.
It's pretty impressive. 3 carries for him, over 130 yards and 3 touchdowns.
Not including all the other carries he's had. He did hand it off that time.
He held his head there. It looked like he wanted it.
He regretted handing it off as Martinez was dropped for a loss of 2. 2nd and 12. They don't have to snap the ball. They could ride out this third quarter.
And I believe they are going to do that.
Under 20 seconds now.
2nd and 12, it looks like, for Easton. And Matt Seneca's just going to let this clock run out, like you said, Matt.
1 quarter left here in Northampton. It'll be 2nd and 12 for Easton when we return. 28-20, Red Rovers over the Concrete Kids. Come on back for the conclusion, the last quarter here. The 11sports.com High School Game of the Week presented by St. Luke Sports Medicine.
For all the moments of your life, through thick and thin, Broski Insurance has been there. Since 1965, it has been our honor to be there for you and your family, both in the good times and the tough times.
Home, auto, life, and business. Broski Insurance Agency. Tradition and pride since 1965. Online at broskiins.com.
Did you know that every year our nation's hospitals are graded on quality and safety? Did you know this information is publicly available? St. Luke's has earned 5 stars for quality and straight A's for safety. Can your hospital say that?
Back to live action on the first play of the fourth quarter. Chris Martinez picks up a good chunk of that 2nd and 12. Get about 10. It'll be 3rd and 2.
Easton looking to keep the tempo, pushing the tempo.
Martinez still in there. 3 wide receivers to the near side. A tight end. 11 personnel. Ordway was in shotgun. Now gets the call from the signs. Yells it to the line and comes on back. With Martinez flanking to his right. Takes the handoff. Ordway takes it himself, breaks 1 tackle. It's going to be an Ironton auto body first down.
Oh.
It's going to get a few more than needed. First down at the 37-yard line.
I said, oh, because I thought another penalty was coming. Looked like Easton's lineman slapped Keegan Hackett right across the face with 2 refs standing there, and the refs didn't see it. I saw that all the way from up here on the replay as well.
No comment. Under 11 minutes to play. Hand off to Martinez, right up the gut. He's going to get a few. A little more than I thought they would give him. Looks like about a 4-yard gain. It's 2nd and 6 at the 33-yard line.
I can never tell if a play stopped because I hear a band, I hear trumpets below us, I hear whistles going. I don't know. Just depends on what happens if the refs call something. Very curious.
And the teams, the running backs and quarterbacks that are running are keeping their legs moving so that pile sometimes doesn't go down right away. Hand off and brought down right away for a loss of a yard.
I think that was Sincere Wadlington.
Yes, it was. We've seen him on offense. We've seen him on defense from the defensive line. Tackle for a loss there, and it's 3rd and 7.
Huge opportunity for Northampton to get a stop here.
You figure they probably need 2 stops at this part of the field. If they don't get it on 3rd, they're likely to go to 4th. Ordway's going to drop back to pass. Complete to McPeak, I believe, across the 25-yard line. Mark him at the 24, and it is good enough for an Ironton auto body first down.
Yeah, Dominic Barkanek on the tackle and the coverage, just a mismatch down there. Ordway finds his number 1.
3 wide receivers to the far side.
See, this is why Easton's so good, is they can exploit you in the run game, and then when they need that passing attack, they have that passing attack with a big peak.
Hand off. Martinez breaks a tackle, crosses the 20-yard line. There's a flag down. He gets to about the 3-yard line. We'll see where they mark it and what happens with this flag.
I believe that's coming back, that one.
It is a hold on Easton. Redo first down, but they'll put it back at the 30-yard line.
I believe that was Jeremy Carver, the extra lineman on the play with the holding on the outside. Looks like he just got too much of the jersey, and the refs call it.
It'll be 1st and 16 from the 30.
Looked like Ordway threw his hands up. I don't know if he doesn't know the players. Receivers don't know the play. Just a lot of frustrations coming from the Easton backfield.
He's going to hold on to it. He knew the play. Breaks one tackle. Comes down the sideline inside the 10-yard line and irons an auto body. First down for Ordway and the Red Rovers.
Well, I don't know if his guys knew the play, but he definitely did, like you were saying. Perfect keep. Edge crashes. That's an easy keep for Ordway.
Whether he knows it or not, he can just tuck and run.
21 crashes a little too hard, and Ordway is off to the races.
Well,
setting up a 1st and goal, I believe.
Little spin right there, the little jump to the outside, little jump cut. 1st and 7, 1st and goal from the 7-yard line. Trying to extend it to a 2-score lead.
Shotgun formation, Martinez in the backfield.
Fake the handoff, Ordway looking for touchdown number 4. And like a sled, he pushes it right into the end zone. Touchdown, Easton.
That's going to be his 4th rushing touchdown of the night, ladies and gentlemen. As we take a look at the replay here, just takes a concrete kid and keeps it running. Like a train in motion. It's not stopping. He took Cameron Hirsch all the way to the woodshed on that one.
Just like a tackling sled. A blocking sled, I should say. There was no tackling. And that's going to be blocked. Ordway dropped the snap, tried to put it down, and then a second missed kick of the day, now one for each team. So it is back to a 14-point lead at 34-20.
I was curious, as I said before the game, how the NFL's been so wonky with the extra points, and now 2 blocked or fumbled extra points tonight in a high school game. And now all of a sudden, like you were saying, it's now a 14-point game, which doesn't force Northampton to go for 2. Problem is now you look at the clock for Northampton. You're down 14. You're down 2 scores. Your defense has opportunities to get stops on that 2nd and 12. After the flag, Northampton had an opportunity to get a stop. They don't. Easton converts on Ordway's 4th rushing touchdown. Start to play the clock game now. You still have, obviously, 3 timeouts for both teams, under 8 minutes. Northampton trying to score quickly to allow their defense to get them a stop again on the ball back.
And both teams are utilizing the running game, which, of course, is going to keep the clock moving a lot more than incomplete passes. We'll see if, we've seen more passing from Northampton. See if that continues to try to keep some of the clock out there. Luca is going to kick off to Barkanik and Kessler.
Phenomenal night so far on a cool October evening on Friday night. Feels like football weather, beautiful football weather.
Caught at the 5-yard line by Barkanik. Across the 20-yard line out to the 25 where he's brought down in a big hit from Michael Zamora. And he's actually slow to get up. He got out to the 25-yard line, and Zamora got him from behind.
Looks like he just collided wrongly. He's going to be down for right now.
He's seated, talking to the trainers, and now up on his feet, which is great to see. So 8:32 remaining in the 4th quarter. 2-touchdown game, 34-20. Easton on top after Colt Ordway's 4th touchdown of the evening. And we don't have official stats up here, but just the 4 touchdowns are 135 yards or so. And he's carried few dozen times more than that.
Yeah.
Probably a 200-yard game if I had to guess.
Now up to 31 total touchdowns on the year. Pretty impressive from the all-time passing leader at Easton.
Could be front runner for the player of the year as that pass is off the hands of Noah Klein. Falls incomplete. Almost was Rovers in territory in the area to maybe get an interception.
Yeah, Jaden Foreman looking for his first pick of the year. Just got his hands on it. But like you were saying, I think Cole Ordway is the front runner right now for player of the year. And he's looking to obviously continue his case tonight over probably 200 yards rushing and 4 rushing touchdowns, bringing him up to over 31 touchdowns on the year. Pretty impressive stat line.
Hand off Kessler, runs into his own man, is going to be dropped for a loss. That play just was doomed from the beginning. There was a man in motion that kind of got in the way. I thought maybe the ball was loose for a moment. Kessler ran into another teammate, and it's going to be a loss of 2, 3rd and 12, not making it easy for the Concrete Kids.
Now if you're Northampton, you got to start thinking here, is this 4th down territory if you do get close? Under 8 minutes, we've seen Easton control the ball.
If it's like 4th and 2 or 3, yes. If it's 4th and 12, I don't think you can.
Yeah, I agree. 4th and manageable, I think we can have a shot, but we'll see here after this play.
Press coverage. Taff out of the pocket, trying to direct traffic, and it is intercepted. Intercepted by Justin Kossover. And that's a big play by the Easton defense, setting their offense up nicely.
Replay here. It looked like Taft was trying to direct his players, Elijah Groverson, in the area of Taft. Looked like Taft got absolutely rocked at the end of that play for Elijah Groverson. No call there for the roughing the passer. Taft visibly frustrated on the sideline.
Threw it into triple coverage as Kossover was drifting back to help out. It's the 9th interception for the Easton defense on the season.
And I know we're at 7 minutes and anything can happen, but that may have been the nail in the coffin. I'm calling it early, but
we're all thinking it.
But that was a huge play by Easton's defense.
If they can make a play here and get the ball back, we'll see. But handoff is to Martinez. Trying to break a tackle, never does. They get him back to the line of scrimmage of the 35-yard line.
He actually did break a tackle. He was just going the opposite direction.
It was after the whistle.
After the whistle, yes. But
they never actually brought him down.
No, Martinez was still up and ready to go, but obviously the whistle blows, it's over.
But that's what these players are hard to bring down. None of them are going down on first contact.
And that's how Easton's been all year, it seems like.
3 wide receivers to the near side, probably just ornaments. Ordway's going to take it himself up the middle. Is this number 5? To the corner and in to the end zone for the touchdown. A 35-yarder now. And number 5 for number 2.
I just keep writing his name down because he just keeps scoring. Cole Ordway, the quarterback for Easton. Another RPO, guard kick, and Ordway is off to the races. Cameron Hurst wasn't catching him on that. That's his 5th rushing touchdown and his 32nd total touchdown on the year so far.
Snap is good. Hold well as well, and it is good. 41-20, a 3-touchdown lead for the Red Rovers.
And Northampton now being down 21 with under 7 minutes left and 3 timeouts. Game's not technically over, but the pick from Justin Kossover from Easton's defense into the Ordway touchdown, making it seem like Easton is going to get a win here at Northampton. But again, We don't know what could happen here.
Hey, don't go away. There might be another penalty that we haven't seen in a few years. And you never
we could
know.
have that again.
Support for D11Sports.com Game of the Week comes from Michael R. Glovis, financial advisor at Morgan Stanley in Easton. For all your investment needs, call Michael R. Glovis at 610-559-6380. Located at 101 Larry Holmes Drive, Suite 301, Easton, PA. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC, member SIPC. So Noah Morluka will kick off. And we have seen Barkanek. He was out there for that touchdown. He was a little slow to get up on the previous kickoff. He's back with Kessler. And it will be Barkanek at about the 5-yard line. Up the hash marks, across the 20, out to about the 25. They will mark him at the 25-yard line. And a little chippiness again.
Surprised we didn't see a flag there.
There's definitely some hand checking going on a little bit.
As the refs discussed, it looked like there was some after the whistle shenanigans, as I like to call it, going on.
Nothing was called. 6:39 left to play. And now, for as good as Kessler has been in the running game, you feel down 3 touchdowns, you probably have to go exclusively through the air. You can work it in with him potentially, but 2 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side. And it is just out to Kessler.
Wow, good wrap
about the 30-yard line. Looked like he was, I know he caught it in the backfield. He looked like he ran a lot longer than they'll give him credit for, but go give him about 8 yards. 2nd and 2 from the 33.
Yeah, just time ticking. I'm not sure if Northampton has enough time here. And the thing we said in this game is Northampton's defense doesn't cause a lot of turnovers. They don't have 1 turnover tonight. Obviously, the turnover differential going to Easton here.
Taff, nice catch by Barkanek. And he's slow again to get up. He kind of landed awkwardly. Looks like trying to stretch himself out a little bit. But a great catch on the near sideline, the out route. Barkanek caught it, stayed in bounds, or got in bounds before stopping the clock. At 5:55, 1st and 10, the Ironton Auto Body first down. Looks like he might have just landed on his elbow, maybe a little stinger there.
I'm curious now because Northampton, we've seen the running attack all night, and now we finally see the passing. Obviously, down by 3 touchdowns, need to score fast and hope for a couple stops for their defense. But we know Northampton's offense can have a passing attack, and it's all in the hands of Gavin Taft now to try to claw his team back into this one.
Pass is tipped, and it's going to fall short.
Looks like one of the Easton Red Rovers defensive linemen got a hand on that, or that would have went for 15 to 20 yards. Wide receiver having space there, obviously gets tipped. Northampton in panic mode.
I think it was intended for Trevor Messer. Again, quick pass off the hands of the intended target.
That was almost a tip drill for Easton and a second pick for Taft, luckily.
Going again to Strouder. A little too hot. And off his hands, and yeah, that kind of hung up there a little bit. Now 3rd and 10.
Obvious 4th down to go situation no matter what the yardage is. But Northampton just looking for a quick strike or some sort of answer for their offense.
Rocco Amato checks in. He's going to be in the slot. 3 wide receivers to the far side, 1 near side. Hand off to Kessler. Make that Rickert. Big first down and out of bounds on the near sideline, about the 20-yard line. An Ironton auto body. First down for Northampton.
There's the big play of Northampton. Obviously the rush helping them. But again, that clock not taking any more of the out of bounds, but slowly marching their way down the field.
Open up the running game a little bit. Everybody keying on the pass. Trips to the far side, one wide receiver near side. Rickert. Actually, Kessler is out there. Right across the middle. Touchdown. That one is to Amato. Rocco Amato up the seam for the Northampton touchdown. A fourth touchdown given up by the Red Rovers defense.
Yeah, and a perfect, just a seam route. Taft looking at the sideline, almost quick snaps it. And wide open Northampton concrete kid. And now it's going to be, well, I believe they're going to try for 2 here.
Yeah, going to go for 2. And a timeout is called.
That's not good.
The first timeout, I know you want to try to make sure you have the right play call here, but when you still need 2 touchdowns, those timeouts in your pocket would probably be helpful.
Yeah, that's a huge timeout that now Northampton doesn't have in a 2-score game. I understand it's a 15-point game. They have to go for 2 one of these times. They're going to go for it now because they can still then kick an extra point or go for 2 again if need be. But
well, if you get the extra point, you're down by 14. Like there's not really a time that you have to go for 2.
Yeah, Northampton.
They're just kind of trying to chase some points here and not leave it for chance later on if they can make some plays. Home Auto Life and Business Broski Insurance Agency has you covered with more than 50 years of experience. Give the friendly staff a call at 610-264-3940 or visit their website at broskiins.com. Broski Insurance, tradition and pride since 1965.
Very curious then what the point of the 2-point conversion here.
Well, it's to gain 2 points.
I understand.
Taft is going to roll near side. It's going to be caught.
Got him.
And it is Sincere Wadlington for 2.
And that timeout works out. And now it's a 13-point game.
And I think for as awkward as it may seem, you didn't technically need that, but now if you get a stop and score, you could potentially go for the win with a kick as opposed to, do you want to go to overtime? And look, we are far away from overtime, but just playing this conversation out. Do you want to go to overtime against Colt Ordway?
I don't think so.
If
you're Northampton, I think if I'm Coach Tolman, I'm definitely not going to overtime with Ordway and on the other side of the field.
And that's where I think, let's say you get a couple of touchdowns, you're probably going for 2 then. Well, now you've already done that.
Yeah.
So to me, it was unnecessary, but it gives you an opportunity if things play out, and a lot has to play out between now and then.
Yeah, you need probably a 3-and-out right here. Thing is, now if I'm Coach Seneca and it's a 4th and 1, maybe 4th and 2 from a 40 or 45-yard line, you go for it then. Obviously, Northampton, I believe, now has 2 timeouts after calling that one.
Easton's putting in the hands team here.
Yeah, so I assume they go for the onside kick here, and it looks like we're going to get it.
And it's not going to go far enough, and it's actually going to check up. That kick went 2 yards when it's all said and done.
Yeah, not as good as you could have thought.
Not ideal.
No, and very interesting from Easton is that ball going so short. Easton could have picked it up and probably had a touchdown, but they choose not to, obviously, because maybe their players not have thought of it, or if you go for a chance to hit, if you Easton, I guess, offensive player touches the ball, Northampton then can recover it. But now there's 2 PATs kind of for both teams are in play. If both PATs are made, it's 42-29, or if one's made, it's a 14-point game. But if it's not, the other, it's a 12-point game. So now it's there's whole scenarios. But you said this game's far from over, and Easton's already in enemy territory after the onside kick.
I don't know that I said it was far from over.
You said a lot had to happen.
Well, yeah, a lot has to happen
Listen,
for Northampton to win.
5 minutes of football is a lot of time, depending on what happens.
Ordway has it. Around the outside, crosses the 40. They're going to slam him down. Approaching the stick. He's going to be about a yard short. 2nd and 1.
I'm curious what Northampton does with their timeouts here. .325 yards unofficially for Cole Ordway on the evening.
Let's get that to Dave. 4, 5, 6 on the clock.
Looks like we'll be Dave and Winston will be with Cole Ordway after this game, obviously, if this game continues the way it is.
3 wide receivers to the near side. Handoff. Martinez going to get the first down and then some. Cross the 30-yard line, and Ironton auto body first down.
Yeah, and Easton just controlling the clock here. Looking to put a statement win in the EPC. Looking for that 7-0 victory pending. Now we got to start looking at next week. It's going to be Easton welcoming the Liberty Hurricanes that I believe were beating Nazareth the last time I checked. Seems like that game's coming down the wire. That would be 2 undefeated teams possibly at each other at Cunningham next week. And yes, Liberty up 42-38 on Nazareth.
Martinez breaks a tackle, gets another first down, crosses the 15-yard line.
And there's been some crazy tackles tonight. Like Monday Night Raw out here, football style. Crazy tackling. But it looks like Easton is going to advance to 7-0 with a date with the Liberty Hurricanes next week at Cottingham. That's going to be a fun one, definitely. If Liberty holds on to Naz tonight.
Well, and also Thursday night, we'll be bringing you North Schuylkill and Blue Mountain.
Very interesting one, too.
Second time we'll see North Schuylkill. Handoff is to Martinez. Nowhere to go. He's going to be dropped. Maybe they'll get him a yard or so.
Speaking of that North Schuylkill Blue Mountain game, that's a big game for both. Both coming off hard-fought losses, and now both have a rebound. Where's that game at?
It is a long drive for me.
At Blue Mountain, I assume.
No, actually, it's North Schuylkill. I was
going
to say, they both would be long drives.
One you're going for the mountain, the other one's you're going to the other mountains.
It is North Schuylkill.
Yeah, that's going to be a fun game. Both teams coming off hard-fought losses. Maybe North Schuylkill losing to Northwestern. Not sure who Blue Mountain lost to. Maybe Southern, I want to say.
We'll tell you next week.
Yeah. Join Matt Marcus on the call next week.
Ordway, is this 6? It is. In 2 ways. 6 touchdowns and 6 points.
This kid's phenomenal. Wow. 6 touchdowns.
A 14-yarder.
Unbelievable. So we get a replay here. Looks like Easton was just going to run the clock out. Ordway has other plans. Takes the RPO with the guard tackle pull. And again, I don't think he likes Cameron Hirsch back there because he's just been running him all over all night long.
Well, look, I mean, they might be trying to run the clock out, but if you're not going to tackle him, he's just going to keep running.
Yeah,
this one is up and good. 48-28.
Ordway with 6 rushing touchdowns. All 7 of Easton's touchdowns are rushing. 6 by Ordway, 1 by Martinez, and just a dominant win by Easton.
The first one was Martinez, a 16-yard rush, and it's been 6 consecutive for Ordway. Could have had a passing touchdown in there. It was called back.
Ordway up now to 33 touchdowns total, 14 passing and 19 rushing, and only 2 picks, 33-2 touchdown to interception ratio. It's probably one of the best in the state.
That's a heck of a ride so far. And it's going to keep rolling. 2:32 away from a 7-0 start for the Red Rovers.
Just an impressive win This game was so close. And yet now it's a 20-point game. Easton up now 3 touchdowns, 48-28. This game was 21-7 at half.
Yeah.
It's hard to believe.
There's been a lot of scores. Borluka caught at the 5-yard line by Barkanek. Breaks a couple of tackles. Out to the 40-yard line. Has the kicker to miss. Or to beat. He does, kind of. And then he's finally brought down past the 40-yard line.
The kicker getting some shine there with the tackle.
If it was anybody else, they might call the late hit. I don't think you're doing that to the kicker.
No, definitely not. As you see a replay here, the kicker, the last man, looks like he's going to get him and just yank him out of bounds.
That was about a 58-yard return. 2:20 left. Kessler in the backfield. 3 wide receivers to the far side, 1 to the near side.
Northampton just looking for some points here, but all you really can do.
Lob to the near side. It's caught. Caught by Klein for an Ironton auto body first down. What you're playing for here is some momentum to go into practice week with. You know, to say that maybe you dropped over 30 on Easton, obviously you're not going to get 3 scores in the next 2:14. Handoff up the middle to about the 10-yard line. It's Kessler again.
Like you were saying, trying to get some momentum. As we look at Northampton's schedule, they're going to move to 3-4 on the year with 4 games left. They got to go to Freedom next week, then play Naz, and then go to Bethlehem Catholic and to Catasauqua, trying to make the EPC playoff this year. It's going to be a tough ride, though.
Kessler again. Barely got back to the line of scrimmage. They'll whistle that one dead with 1:40 left.
For Easton, like we've been saying, they have to go. Easton's going to go to 7-0 on the year. They have to go back home, and they'll have 2 games in a row. They'll have a very tough Liberty team, as right now they are beating Nazareth 42-38, as I checked a couple of minutes ago. Then you have Freedom, and then you go to Nazareth, and then play home against Phillipsburg, obviously in the Thanksgiving rivalry.
Some contact that was incomplete. It was intended for Barkanek, but kind of got tripped up as that ball was on the way. They'll say incidental contact, apparently.
So Easton still 4 games left and 4 very tough games left. But 7-0, that's a really good start for the year, and I'm sure Seneca may not be as happy tonight, but he's going to go home being 7-0 with 4 games left in the regular season.
I'll be calling that Easton-Phillipsburg game on radio. Check your local listings. Minute 13 as timeout is called. I was wondering if they were going to call timeout. They kind of like at the end of the first half, wasting a lot of time before getting some calls out there. When the stadiums, courts, and fields are quiet and the crowds are gone, St. Luke's Sports Medicine is still at work. In athletic training rooms, on sidelines, and at practices. Before games and after games, no matter your sport or position, St. Luke's is on your team and with the best athletic trainers, performance coaches, physical therapists, and orthopedic sports medicine physicians and surgeons. We'll get you back on your feet and back in the game. St. Luke's is the region's only varsity team in sports medicine. So 1:13 left. It's 4th and 7. Obviously, no other choice but to go for it. Xander Rickert is the running back. To the left, now right of Taft. Wide receiver to the near side, trips to the far side. He's looking far side, across the middle, and it is through the hands of his intended target, going for Dylan Stoldreyer. Had him on the slant, but just a little too much. It'll be a turnover on downs And I would think, I don't know if it's going to be kneel downs here, or just a couple of runs to run this thing out.
Yeah, not sure what Matt Seneca does. Sadly, Northampton's homecoming game a little bit ruined tonight. Obviously, we saw them at halftime, but obviously can't win them all. Now going to 3-4 with 4 games left. Probably have to win 3 out of those 4 next games to be in the playoffs this year with how good teams are in the EPC.
Looks like they are in victory formation with just one timeout to call. That is easy to do here. And doesn't even look like they will call that single timeout. Less than a minute left.
Yeah, it just looks like it's going to be another 2 kneel downs after this, or 1. Not sure. Northampton and Easton's players lined up ready to go. As the Easton Red Rovers are going to be 7-0. Matt Seneca's, I believe, 3rd year at Easton? 3rd
yes.
or 4th? 3rd year. And we have to give credit where credit's due. Matt Seneca has turned this program completely around.
Yeah, I'd mentioned earlier, the year before Matt Seneca, they were 3-8. His first year, they were 3-8. Last year, 11-2. And this year, 7-0, and 17 seconds left in the game. But as you can see, they're already in the handshake line. Good sportsmanship for a game that was a little chippy from time to time. We saw more flags thrown than I think we cared to see.
Yeah, a lot of flags, but again, sportsmanship, the number one reason we play football at the end of the game.
Everybody seems to be in, I'm not going to say a good mood, but everybody seems to be handling this very well. And that is certainly great to see, as a 20-point victory for Easton, 48-28. We will get at least an interview or two. We'll have to see how they like to handle things here, if they're going to talk to the team first.
I believe Al is going to – not Al, Dave.
Oh, Al couldn't be bothered.
Al couldn't be bothered. Love you, Al, but you're obviously not here tonight. Dave said something to Cole at the end. I believe he's going to go meet with his team first, and then he's going to come back and – oh, wow. So you get confirmation. Cole Ordway was 1 touchdown away from the Easton single game record of touchdowns with 6.
A heck of a game. 6 rushing touchdowns, 2 of them over 50 yards, another one over 35, or it was 35. He had a 27-yarder, which, the 14-yarder, the 7-yarder at the end, or earlier on, it kind of seems pedestrian at that point. But we will hear from at least Cole Ordway. We'll see if we can get Matt Seneca. I would imagine he's in a better mood at this point than he was at halftime, but still a lot of things that I'm sure he's not going to be happy about. And first and foremost, in a 20-point victory, there's a lot of things you can say. You can't make those mistakes in a closer game, though, and that could have been costly in a different situation.
Yeah, and Matt Seneca knows that he's got to clean that up. As much as it's a 20-point win, that was a sloppy game. Obviously, in the second quarter was when the game kind of went to what's going on, but Easton now goes back home after a couple games away from Conningham, and you go play against a Liberty team who currently is down 45-42. If Liberty would pull it out, it would be the battle of the undefeateds, I believe, at both 7-0. And against a team like the Liberty Hurricanes, you can't make that many penalties and mistakes, as that is going to be a phenomenal game next week because it features 2 of the best quarterbacks in the Valley.
So Easton was facing their band as they played, whether it was the alma mater or they did their post-game tradition, and now they're huddled around Matt Seneca, which you can see in the the corner of your screen. Prior to the game, we gave you our keys to the game. They were brought to you by New York Life. For over 175 years, New York Life has been helping families and businesses with their life, disability, and long-term care planning needs. Whether you have current coverage in place or are in need of reviewing your options, please contact our office in Allentown to find the right plan to fit your needs. Call New York Life at 610-616-4430.
We would try to get Dave in there. I think he's going to be with Cole Ordway, him and Winston, as we're trying to figure out. I think Dave's got him now, trying to find out where Dave is. Shout out to our boss, Al. He is actually listening to the game, so we did make fun of him, but
we'll have to keep our mouths shut then.
Yeah, but we're going to find our other boss, find Dave with Cole Ordway, and Winston looks like he's going to be doing the interview.
Making their way over, trying to get a little closer with the wireless mic.
Yeah, that mic only stretches so far, so we're trying Cole a long walk, but obviously he's been pretty good at long walks today, as I would say, long runs.
And looks like they might be ready, so let's send it down to Winston and Cole.
Cole, 6 total touchdowns, 300-plus rushing yards on the ground. How do you feel right now?
It feels great to come out of here with a win, especially against a league opponent. Every win in the league is huge.
The first half was loaded and ridden with penalties. Going into halftime, what did you think? What did you guys have to do to come out and clean that up?
We just knew we had to play our game. Some of the penalties were on us. The unsportsmanlike, we knew we had to cut down on that. And I think in the second half we didn't have any penalties, maybe like 1 or 2 holds. But other than that, we definitely cleaned it up and played our game.
Before the game, how did you feel? What were you thinking? You made a lot of good reads. What was your game plan personally?
We knew we had to run the ball and pass at the same time, but we were going to run first and see if they could stop that and go from there.
Congratulations, Cole. You're D11 player of the game, and good luck in your next endeavor.
Thank you.
Guys, back to you.
Thanks very much, Winston Hornick. That's a great interview and from both of them. And if you'd like to, if you're a student from any District 11 school and are interested in broadcasting, journalism, or photography, check out d11sports.com. Follow your dream and get close to the action, as Winston has, and take part in our student internship program. For more information, contact your athletic director or reach out to Al or Dave at d11sports.com. If you'd like to talk to an angry head coach at halftime, you can do it too. I'm sure, Cam, you've done that. And
yep, a couple times. Between basketball and football, a couple times. It's fun, but it's kind of intimidating sometimes.
So I think we are not going to get Matt Seneca, head coach for Easton. We'll see if Dave can get something that goes on Twitter. Check out the or X, whatever you want to call it. Check out social media for D11 Sports. Cam, your thoughts on what was really a dominant performance? There's some things to clean up, as Cole referenced right there, but a dominant performance from that rushing game. Let me give you. I told you about the keys of the game. This was Easton's push tempo. Don't let them adjust their defensive fronts. They did adjust a little bit, but also then control the line of scrimmage, which they absolutely did with that running game. It was phenomenal to see.
Yeah, Easton now goes to 7-0 on the year. I've talked about the matchup with Liberty next week. You're going to have to face another great quarterback, and it's can your defense limit it? But what I saw tonight is that Cole Ordway, the Easton senior, their quarterback number 2, is, if not the best quarterback in the Lehigh Valley area, in the EPC, in any district right now around here. 6 rushing touchdowns, over, I think, 330 yards rushing for a quarterback. Mind you, this is a guy who really didn't throw the ball a lot tonight, and he got it done. And we saw some signs of when he can actually throw the ball to McPeak and some of his other guys that he can get it downfield. And this is a team that has not only district championship aspirations, but possibly state aspirations now. As we see, I think Parkland still being undefeated, if I'm not correct. We could see them, Easton and Parkland showdown at the end of the year of the battle of the undefeateds in the district title. At least for me, that's my kind of 2 teams that I think are the best in the EPC at least. But again, Easton now has to go home, and you have to. It's not a short week, but you have to now regroup to get ready for another great quarterback for Liberty.
Well, that's what the EPC South is. It's it's team after team, week after week. You're just going to have to. It's a gauntlet. with a lot of these teams. You mentioned the fact that, don't forget about the passing of Cole Ordway. He came into this game only 40 passing yards short of his rushing yards. Now, obviously, he blew that away today with, at last check, 325 yards unofficially. But he's certainly no slouch in the passing game as well. Support for D11Sports.com Game of the Week comes from Michael R. Glovis, financial advisor at Morgan Stanley in Easton. For all your investment needs, call Michael R. Glovis at 610-559-6380, located at 101 Larry Holmes Drive, Suite 301, Easton, PA. Morgan Stanley Smith Barney, LLC, member SIPC. And finally, Home Auto Life and Business. Broski Insurance Agency has you covered with more than 50 years of experience. Give their friendly staff a call at 610-264-3940 or visit their website at broskiins.com. Broski Insurance, tradition and pride since 1965. Well, partner, this was definitely an interesting game to call. And
a fun one, though.
Certainly a fun one, and one almost for the record books for Cole Ordway. I want to thank Winston Hornick and Dave Micah Jr. for all the work down on the sidelines. Sean Riley and his crew for pushing all the right buttons, and the crew for getting some great shots. For my partner, Cam Coulter, I'm Matt Marcus. This has been the D11Sports.com High School Game of the Week presented by St. Luke Sports Medicine. Once again, your final score, it was Easton 48, Northampton 28. Enjoy the rest of your Friday and your weekend. Have a good one.
Thank you.